Yeah, we find her, the beautiful girl we've been missing. We wanna have her kissing. We find her, now we in love. Say go so, the remix.
DMB, Tux Bites, remix.
Now if I had to lose you like a bad phone connection, I'd change my game to get a better reception. Sit back, let's start this interaction. Don't fight the feelings, just a chain reaction. Your heart won't give you the wrong instructions. Like my GPS, yes I got the right direction. We gotta merge together like a road intersection. Last stop is gonna be my love and affection. I ain't like the mother dudes, they wanna call you shorty, but I'ma call you a beautiful girl. I took your picture home, my mama saw it, she's a very, very beautiful girl. I wanna put you in my video, cause you're so beautiful. You're a beautiful girl. So when you hear us on your radio, turn up your stereo. It's a beautiful girl.
Gotta find a shorty, what's worth of a lady. It's nice but maybe doesn't look like 40. It's taking a little time. I wasn't seeing no signs, any traces of my baby. Who's gonna be my baby? But I thought I'm gonna take my time. But then it took a long fun I saw a shorty passing by. She's got this very pretty smile. It was right at the bus station. I tried to make a conversation, holding her arms, feeling so tough. I felt the sensation. It's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Now I realize I found me a beautiful girl. She's a model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it by. Beautiful girl, sparkling eyes, a killing eye. I found me a beautiful girl.
Body me LP, oh yeah,
My wish came true when I saw you, girl. God must have blessed me with your beauty, girl. Looking so right from your head to your toe, shaped like a cocoa bottle with a smile of a queen. My queen to be, you my destiny. Got a body of a goddess with your beauty. I'm impressed and I'm never in distress. Come on over and be mine. Been searching for a man and now all the cats keep looking to mine. With a sexy walk and a sexy talk, she must be from a planet called the sexy world. I know I ain't tripping, better yet I'm thinking put a ring on the finger, we look good together. Take your place in my heart with your beauty. I'ma say that I'll never turn away. Who would think I'm in love?
Such the way she smiles at me just really makes me weak. The way she speaks to me just really make me go so weak. Keep staring in her eyebrows. All I kept on saying is wow. Your beauty shines and breeze at night. All I really want in my life. Oh yeah. It's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Fine brown eyes. I found me a beautiful girl. She's my model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it. Beautiful girl, sparkling eyes, killing tight. I found me a beautiful girl. Yeah, beautiful girl, beautiful girl. Yeah. Beautiful girl.
Damn. Money. You seen her? Hot Ice. Have you seen her? LP. Have you seen her? I'ma go over to Tux Bites. I know you've probably seen her. He has a lot of beautiful girls with him. Tux, it's DMB, baby. Look.
Beautiful.
I look for a while, but I can't seem to find a beautiful girl so I can make her mine. Time after time, I've been searching for a while, but every girl I meet never seems worthwhile. What can I do? I pray to God for an answer. I feel pains in my heart like cancer, and when I find her, I'm gonna romance her. Lace several presents and gifts, call me Santa Claus. I make a heartbeat pause. That's my girl, homeboy, not yours. The girl of my dreams, she's more than I ever thought. Show me ass and cut you I think I'm getting punked. She's what I really want, so I'm a go-getter. Since I'm a go-getter, you know I'm gon' get her. And I will give her the world. Anything for my beautiful girl.
Psych. Ooh, it's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Fine, brown eyes. I found me a beautiful girl. She's my model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it. Beautiful girl. Sparkling night, killing time. I found a beautiful girl.
Girl, it's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
Welcome back. What's going on? How are you doing? If you can hear me loud and clear, the one person watching me, if you can hear me loud and clear, please let me know that you can hear me loud and clear. As a matter of fact, I think I can check myself. Let's see here. Let's see. Let me just check real quick. I can hear it because we have some material to cover today. All right. Yep, we're good to go. Sounds good. That's awesome. All right, good. Welcome. I just wanted to make sure that I not speaking to myself because I know a lot of people will come back later and watch it. But let me see what's in the chat. How on a day? Gracious greatness, of course. He says it's been a while since I caught a live, so let me hop out and then come back in. Welcome back, bro. I haven't been here too as much. In the last week or so, we've tried the 2 days live session a week. It looks like it's killing the channel, but not really. All that matters is the 4 of you that are here right now. Trust me, okay? As long as you're here, we're good. Even if the 4 of you watch a replay later, I'm okay with that, okay? So today we're talking about check your partner's phone now. Shout out to Chinye. Chinye, how you doing? Good to see you, Chinye. I know Chinye will be here. For some reason, my spirit tells me that Chinye will be here, you know. But I'm missing D-Love. I can't see D-Love. I can see a few other people, but I'm sure they will catch up later. But welcome back. Today is going to be a masterclass as usual. Shout out to Junior. Shout out to Junior. Good to see you, Junior. All right. Now, today we're talking about check your partner's phone. I have a very interesting take on this. Okay, I promise you. All right, I have a very interesting take on this. Shout out to Lady Navora. I see you. All right, but let's do some house cleaning really quickly. Do me a favor, all 5 of you, hit that like button right now. Okay, that's how we increase the chances of the algorithms telling everybody else that we're hanging out. Okay, thank you so much. All right, let's do that. Hit that like button right now. Okay, not hit that like button. Hit the like button. Yes, is that hit that like button? But more importantly, hit the share button and share it to 10 people, to your social media platform, something like that, okay? Or over here, Man of Prestige, we'll talk about relationships, we'll talk about power, we'll talk about seduction, we'll talk about attraction, we'll talk about emotional intelligence, patience, love, and then if you have some time, we'll talk about marriage, okay? Now, very, very important. We talk about emotional intelligence, okay? We do, okay? It's not as, listen, I think common sense is a terrible guide to relationships, to romantic relationships in particular. Why? Ola, what do you mean? Ola, you're trying to create talking point. Let me tell you something. We all have common sense. At least we think we have common sense, okay? It's like we all know the truth. Somebody's always saying, that's the truth. And then there's the other person saying, it's a fact. And that's a fact right there, right? In the same token, everyone thinks they have common sense. So let me offer you that common sense is a terrible guide to relationships. Okay? It's a terrible guide. Don't use common sense. There's something else beyond common sense that you need to know. Common sense is good. You need it to navigate life, just life in general. But when it comes to engaging another human being's life, common sense is not good enough. Okay, common sense will end up in the water from time to time. Okay, you be like, how does that show up in real life? You're asking the other person, wait, that doesn't make sense now. You're saying like what you're saying doesn't make any sense. You're saying like, don't you have common sense, right? You say you don't want me. Yeah, so common sense. Listen, if you have it, good for you. Okay, if that's your talking point, I'm not talking about the fact that you're so conditioned to saying that's common sense. I'm talking about the actual belief in that common sense is enough to carry these things. It's not. Okay, it's just not. All right, so that's the honest truth about this whole thing. So today, I definitely want us to talk about check your partner's phone now. All right, why? How did this topic come about? Okay, if you have any videos you want me to react to, you can send it to Instagram. You can post it into the group. Okay, the group. Then I will consider reacting to it. Okay, but I really want to start to keep the platform very, very clean. Okay, we are coaching people behind the scenes, so I want to speak more to people that know that they have questions around their romantic relationships, and then be able to help them in real life. Okay, so I want to speak more towards that. I'll do some entertainment here and there. We'll continue to use our superstars as thumbnails. If there's anything trendy enough to enter my radar, I will cover it, as long as there's lesson in it for all of us. But these master classes are more important to me than all the the cruise stuff. So and and they want to help more people. Okay, we want more testimonials. We've had some really fantastic testimonials just from coming here to listen. Okay, and we want more of those situations. So I'm a 4 times author. I wrote one book here called Get My Marriage Back with my wife. This one right here. Let me just show it on the screen for you, and you can. I forgot that I can actually use a clearer banner here. Yeah, there you go. So you can download that book and my 3 other books for free at loveandprestige.com, just in case you're wondering. All right, and as far as the WhatsApp, you want to send me a message, lolanola.com/WhatsApp will take you there from your phone. Will take you into the group. All right. So like I was saying, today we're talking about check your partner's phone now. Okay, so how did this come about? I did a poll. Okay, I made a mistake on the poll, but I'm using that mistake for tied to right now. Before I get into looking at the poll, let me see. Of course, D-Love made it. Undefeatable. She made it. How you doing, D-Love? How you doing? And I'll have Mrs. She Said here. Mrs. She Said here in the chat. Hello, Miss She Said. Good to see you. Let's see. Who else? Okay, I think we have all of us here now. Good. I have everyone here. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Check your partner's phone now. If you know me enough, you heard my rhetorics enough. There's no way you didn't know I was strolling with this title. Come on, let's stop the cap. You knew. You know that you know that you know that you know that there's a good chance that Ola is trolling with this title. Okay. But maybe you didn't. Let me ask you direct question. Okay, I'm going to share my screen right now. Let's see. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Let's see. Let's go to. Okay, let's go to. All right, perfect. I think I have it. Let's go to the community page. We have it on our community page. All right. Now, the answers I got from the community page is quite confusing to me. Excuse me, because I made a mistake on the question itself. Okay, but we'll sort that out together right now. That's the beauty about this thing. So we can always sort it out together, right? So let me go ahead and share. I've been sharing my screen for how long now? About 3 minutes. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Let's see. Man of Prestige. There you go. Let's share that. Boom. All right, good. We have our screen being shared. All right, so let's see here. Check your partner's phone now, yay or nay. Do you agree with this craziness? I can hear somebody right now saying, of course, yes, of course.
You think so they wise?
You're right.
You want to check your partner's phone. Okay. The question is why though? Why? You know, everything we do here, we kind of have to start with the why. We lead with the why, we end with the why, we're in between with the why. We're always asking why. The people that control your world, I don't know who they are. Why people? I don't know. Aliens. The people that control your world, right? They're always asking why. Why? Purpose means a lot to them, right? So no matter what it is that we're talking about, that we are suggesting to ourselves, to whatever it is that we're suggesting to ourselves, to, you know, as a tactic, a strategy to have a wholesome, holistic, beautiful relationship, romantic relationships I'm talking about, right? Whatever it is that we're talking about, whatever suggestion anybody makes to you, there's tons of them on the internet right now. They're like, yeah, this is how I think everyone should do it. And you're like, why do you say that? And then they are frozen. It's like, I just think that everyone is this way, this way, this way. They generalize. But it's hard to address them because they're not telling us specific stories. There's no real life examples. You don't want to disrespect them because it's truthfully a public platform. You don't want them telling on themselves way too soon, right? So, check your partner's phone, yay or nay, is the question that I'm asking right now. Of course, some people that have some experience, like 26, 27 years in the game, would definitely tell you, like, she don't want me. Like, what do you mean, check my partner's phone? Didn't you have something else to do? You know? Yeah, so, can see. Hope you're feeling better. They're checking on themselves. That's awesome. Check on each other. That's what's up. That's what's up. Let me see. Miss She says, nope. Nope. Right? Yeah. I didn't think you would think that's a good thing to do. But why? If you think you check your partner's phone. So I was listening to Daddy Freeze. Shout out to Daddy Freeze. I don't think he's uploaded that video to his YouTube channel yet. Let me actually check if I can find it somewhere. Daddy Freeze. Maybe because he was advocating heavily. He was very, very, very certain that people should check their partner's phone. Why? Like, why? Why houseway, right? Why should they check their partner's phone? You know, that I was about to ask him. And then the next thing, he started to give us his reasons. What was his reason? Anybody want to guess what his reasons are? Can you guess what his reasons are? His number one reason is. What is his number one reason why he feels like everyone should check their partner's phone? Right? As he said, especially in the beginning. So I'm giving you some tips. He said, especially in the beginning. Okay? He said, especially in the beginning. Why does he think that people should check their partner's phone? I'm asking, please hit that like button on your way in as you're coming in. Hit that like button. I appreciate you. Okay? I promise this week I will try to bring some extras. I know 2 times a week is a bit too small for you. So you're disengaging. You've been watching all that shit. All that stuff. I get it. Okay? We know. Okay? So, if you want to get notified directly by me again, you want to go join the WhatsApp group. Once we disconnect a little bit, the algorithms start to act funny, because obviously you still come to YouTube and engage other content, right? Why does he think? So this is the post that I posted earlier. Okay, what was my question? My question was, check your partner's phone always? Question mark. Then I said elaborate. your answer and comment. So the poll says yes or no. I meant to say no. I think somebody realized that. Who was that person? Let's see. Let me see who that person. The option BB. BB says the options are yes and no. I guess you meant no. Yes, but also some people really feel like go and check it now. Daddy Freeze, from what I heard, the little I heard, I might be taking out of context because I didn't hear the full thing, but he was basically saying check it now, especially if you're new in the relationship. Just check it, right? What was his reason? Anybody knows, or you're just waiting for me? Right? Anybody knows? Let me see. D-Love says, shamefully, I must say I am a phone checker. D-Love. Not them. We know now. You told me before. Omo, I need no surprises, but it's a bad habit I am working on. Okay. All right. At least that's somebody holding himself accountable, right? Chinye says, personally, I don't check phones. However, if it starts moving really funny and it's causing distrust, then I will check to verify what's going on. Hey, what is it? Trust and verify. Trust and verify. Some people use that a lot, right? Trust and verify. But don't do that in romantic relationships. Don't do that, okay? Could it work? Could it work, okay? In business, yes. In transactional relationships, I mean, outrightly transactional relationships, not the one that people say, oh, love is also transactional. No, we're not talking about you. You need to keep working on yourself, okay? If you're saying love is also transactional, I know where you're coming from. On paper, you're right, but we're not talking about anything black and white. Because when you move, when you go into that relationship, you're not going to be thinking black and white. You're going to be sucked up in your own emotions. That's the reality, right? So, trust and verify. There's a lot going on if you find yourself in that space. And verification no go help you. That freeze won't help you. Just so you know. But she says, it's really funny and it's causing distrust. Then I will check to verify. You will verify, but you're aware that you just need to know what's going on because something is off. I can acknowledge that. If you start to feel like, what's the word? If you feel not safe and insecure, yes, it makes sense that you're looking for quick answers. What is the quickest answer? Let me just dig in through the phone. It will tell me everything I need to know, right? What do we know about people with romantic relationships nowadays? They want quick internet-based answers. Tell me, Ola, yes or no? No. Don't give me stories. Don't preach to me. Yes or no? Why? Why marriage? Yes or no? And I'm like, wait, I forgot. What did I didn't realize I sell marriage. I don't sell marriage, right? I'll tell you, it's working for me. Right? I tell you, it's working for a ton of other people. Okay, shout out to Miss. She said in the chat. Your prayers, Miss. She says, your prayers and really help. I do appreciate the love. Oh, okay. Shout out to me. She says, so what happens when you don't find nothing? Okay. Now, here's the tricky thing about all of this. Right? You may not find what you think you were supposed to find, but there's a good chance you'll find what you're looking for in weird, twisted, spiritual, emotional ways. Okay? Or, let me give you another angle. If you don't find it, you will keep looking. What does that look like? No peace of mind. When I say no peace of mind for you, right? Yoruba people say, adìyẹ bà lókun. Ara ọ̀rọ̀ okùn, ara ọ̀rọ̀ adìyẹ. Jésù! Adìyẹ bà lókun. Adìyẹ, see adìyẹ ni, abẹ́yẹ, adìyẹ. Adìyẹ like a chicken. We call it chicken in America. We call it hen or fowl in Nigeria. Like a chicken. Like jumps on a rope. A tied rope, one end, right? Now the rope is not at rest, right? But also the chicken will not be at rest, right? No one is going to be at rest. In this, if you find yourself in this situation, right? that you have to look, right? That you need to find discrete answers for issues of matters of emotions, matters of the heart, right? You will never know peace of mind. It just doesn't make sense. It's like two different lanes, like two different lanes, right? You never know peace of mind. Now, in your normal chicken mind, like the rest of us, our own Apollo head, right? It tells us that once I find this information, I will suddenly be at peace of mind. But in reality, you won't. Not only is that if you find anything, well, you found something, right? There's a good chance you find something that looks like something that looks something, right? Let's say this person is just perfect. They've never had a conversation that they didn't want you to see. They just didn't want you to see the conversation. It could be a conversation with his mother, with her sister, right? But she didn't want you to see that conversation. Why? I don't know. Maybe she was trying to protect you. That was her idea of protecting you. Somebody say, but all our honesty, full transparency is everything, the best policy. I'm like, I hear you.
You're right.
I hear you loud and clear. But peace of mind forgets. Just forget right? Because when you don't find something, what do you tell yourself? Remember, you already convinced yourself that something is off, something is wrong. He's moving funny. Bottom line is that there's something you don't know, right? It could be your own state of mind. Yes. Oh, that part. It could be your own state of mind, your own personal trauma, right? There's something you don't know. And you don't know that you don't know, right? So what do? You keep looking. What does keep looking look like in real life? No peace of mind. No peace of mind. You won't have peace of mind. Particularly exactly what you're looking for, right? Because once I find this information that I think I'm looking for, I think I know that's what's going on, I will suddenly find it. Am I saying don't check the phones? No, not yet. Maybe I would never say that. I don't want to say to you. I want you to do exactly that if it eventually makes sense to you. If after this session it makes sense to you, right? I want you to do what you got to do. You're an adult, right? You do what you have to do to take care of yourself, Rabbi. You also understand that there's consequences for it, right? Mrs. She said, what's the reward? Do you tell them you snooped, right? Well, I'm guessing. I'm guessing if you find something, right? Like, I'm guessing if you find something that they betrayed you, I guess the only next best step is to tell them you betrayed me, right? If it's really that bad, they cheated on you or something terrible happened, or she committed paternity fraud. You found what you found. That whatever it is, whatever they did, right, is bigger than snooping. Okay. That's the hope, right? But that's what she's trying to say. The hope is that you find something, some kind of big betrayer that's much more bigger than betraying that person and going in their phone to check or to run through the phone. Run through, right? Is that now a reward, right? I guess, I don't know. Is it a reward? Yes, you find out the information, you don't. What did D-Love say earlier? Let me see what she said. She said, I need no surprises. What's the reward? Reward is that she will not have to deal with surprises. Is that a big enough reward? Let me ask you all in the chat. Is that big enough reward for you? Finding something big enough that it was a larger betrayal. I'm making it easy for you. I know what I'm doing, right? I'm making it easy for you, those of you that believe that you should check the phones. Hopefully, is that the hope? Is that what you hope for? Hopefully, you find some big information, big betrayal in the phone that's much larger of a betrayal than snooping through your partner's phone, right? Now, will you have peace of mind suddenly, right? Or just finding is the reward. Like, forget that. Just finding the reward. I just need to find. As long as I find what I need to find, I'm okay. No surprises. I'll move forward. I will cry. I will keep it moving.
Will you keep quiet?
Wahala. I'm not convincing you. I promise you. Okay. I just want you to think it through, right? I'm not convinced you either route. I want you to think it through yourself, right? Why? I asked why earlier. She said, what's the reward, right? That's the question. What is the reward? What is the reward of finding nothing? Will you now be honest and say, hey, partner, I went through your phone. Are you going to be honest? Oh, I know where you're going. There's no need for all of that. If we're just open and we just keep the phone open for everybody, like Daddy Freeze said, right? Let's just keep the phone open for everybody, like Daddy Freeze said, right? So now there's no surprise. There's no... Listen, my wife and I were talking about this, and she said, you know what? When Daddy Freeze talks, I just want to drag the Nigerian pastors water, and that's it. Nothing else. The rest of it, you just leave it alone, right? But listen, he has a followership, so, and he listens to all this stuff. So I also know that he has a tendency to adjust quietly. He won't give you the credit, but he will adjust quietly, right? But if he hears something that makes sense to him, so I'll give him that credit. But this one, he's wrong. Okay, what was his reason? I'm still getting at his reason. What was his reason why you must check everything? He said because there was no trust in the beginning. Let's talk about trust. We're going to talk about trust today. What does trust have to do with this? We're also going to talk about privacy. What does privacy have to do with this? You're a married couple. What do you need privacy for? Like, privacy beats about. She want to whine me. Right? Chia says, so you're saying that if your partner begins to constantly make questionable moves, that it's not okay to find out what's going on. Okay, so Chia, there's finding out what's going on and there's going through his phone. Those are two different things. Can we agree on that? Right? Can we agree that there's a finding out what's going on, the best way to find out what's going on? Well, probably the most accurate way to find out what's going on, provided you understand patience, provided you understand communication skills, provided you understand seduction, right? Is the best source of finding out what's going on is the person you're dealing with, right? But they're trying to lie. They're moving. They're lying. They're not going to tell me. That's why I included seduction, remember? That's why I included, okay, I forgot to include emotional intelligence. They will tell you. They might just not use their mouth. But the fact that that phone is what's going to tell you, right? Yeah, you're going to get the shorthand version of whatever truth you're looking for. You're not going to find out the truth. If anything, you might even find a man that will deny, or even resent you and say, what are you doing? Or he's already been detecting, he's actually been paying attention to you, that you've been moving differently, that you're snooping around the house, right? Maybe that's actually what has pushed him in that direction. Maybe we shouldn't be justifying bad behavior. Ola, see, I know where you're going before you get there, right? No, I don't though. I just want to know, okay? I want to know where you are thinking, right? But good question, Shinye, right? Finding out what's going on and snooping through people's phone, right? Or being obsessed with the idea that man and husband must keep their phones open to each other. That obsession, it's like 50 different things I just said, right? But we're going to get to the conversation, I promise, okay? We're going to get to it. Adebusala, shout out to Adebusala. She said, you're so bubbly on this live. What is up? I come in peace. We thank God. We thank God. Shout out to you, Adebusala. D-Lo says, sometimes you don't find anything, so you find peace of mind.
Should you be that?
Listen. Listen. I'm just listen. I'm catching small cruise. We need it. Okay. Yeah. Ìdúró sí ó gbọ́ Yorùbá Aunty D-Love. You gbọ́ Yorùbá now. Ìdúró sí ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ òsì fẹ́ni tó gbódó mi. Somebody help me translate that. I don't know how to translate that from Yoruba to English. Yo. If you swallow, is it peace too? I'm not sure if it's direct translation though. But in direct translation, Odo means peace to, mortal and peace to, the one we use to pound the yam, right? For a person that swallow, you know, like the yamodo, like the one that you pound stuff inside of the big thing, right? Like the whole wood, right? A whole log of wood. A person that swallow a log of wood is made with logs of wood, right? There's no standing up and there's no bending down for that person. There's no peace of mind. You forget that there's a reason why you wanted some kind of answers. Tia said it earlier. Somebody is moving type of funny. Your interpretation of what's going on is that somebody is moving funny, right? It doesn't matter if they are trying to throw you a surprise party. Well, all they can be throwing surprise party. They've been moving funny for 2 years. Well, shout out to you for telling me that you haven't been paying attention, that your radars are not good enough to know what's going on in 2 years and you haven't found out what's going on. There's a lot going there is my point, okay? But anyway, Idurosi, Iberosi, Fenito Bodomi. Listen, there's a reason, there's a purpose. There's something that fired off, that triggered your need, your obsession to wanting to dig in through that phone. That thing will never know rest unless it finds healing in the right direction. It is not in the phone. That healing is not in the phone. I promise you. But again, we're going to extreme. Let's stay in Daddy Freeze zone. Right? Hey, we don't trust each other. We don't know each other like that. Let's just check through the phones. Let's be obsessed with, let's keep the phones open to each other. That's what he's saying. I'm just saying, hey, that's what he's saying. So, D-Love, I hope you were laughing with me. Okay. Peace of mind. Even you, you said LOL, so you were laughing. You're trolling. No, I think you mean it. But anyway, what's the reward of finding nothing when your partner is not guilty? When your partner is not guilty, you convince yourself, no, they're guilty. That's what they will probably do, Miss She said. They will, no, he's just that good at hiding stuff. Listen, I'm telling you, human emotions, no be anybody's mate. It's not anybody's mate. It's a wild thing. It's you lose control of it. You have all your nerves. You can feel your nerves moving through your veins because of this crazy ass anxiety, right? It could be from him. It could be from a previous relationship, right? If you don't take care of it, the phone is not going to take care of it. Listen, if you find something, let's say you're right, and you found something and is guilty, congratulations to you. Are you done? Is that the end of this? No. We'll collect woto. Oh, my end up in McDonald's. There's no way.
You will end up in McDonald's.
The next person you engage. Oh, my collect woto. There's no way around it.
You collect woto.
Even though he has nothing to do with this. The guy's like, wait, I like, what? You want to go to my phone? It's a good guy. He's not hiding anything. But it's not only the phone that he realizes you're obsessed with. He noticed that you're clingy and you're needy as shit. Right? He could tell. And one day you gain that courage like, Oga, before we can move forward with this, we need to keep our phones open to each other so that we can trust each other. That's how you create trust. By opening our phones to each other. And it's like, oh no, I'm not okay with that. And guess what will happen? Your self-esteem that's probably shot in one shape, form or the other is going to go back into his cave and be like, okay, babe. Because why? Because you don't want to lose him too. Because hey, neediness, clinginess, they tend to come in packages. They also tend to come in a way that you're not okay with walking away from a situation that you deem not good. You stay there because of, self-love, no day there, like that, right? You stay there. But guess what you will do as a normal human being that you are? You will now start to snoop around. What is he hiding? And then, you've been hanging out in places on the internet where they say all men are scums. And you're like, All these things, faith cometh by hearing. Right? Before you know it, you're like, he won't know. Let me just go to the phone. Right? And then guess what? Like she says, you found nothing, right? After you found nothing, will you now Zuka Nuike? Is it Zuka Nuike? Somebody correct me. Zuka Nuike. Zuka. What is it? Rest. Zuka. Help me. Zuka Nuike. Is it Zuka Nuike? Zuka. Jesus Christ. Will you now rest? After you find nothing? Is that how that works?
These nuts.
Will you now rest? Is that how that works? After you found nothing, will you now move on to the laptop? Will you now move on to log in through his laptop into his WhatsApp?
That is God.
I'm asking though. No, it's not your fault. Let me tell you something. It's not you. I'm not even blaming you. I promise you. I'm not blaming you. Okay. I'm just getting you to be aware of the kind of beast that we are as human beings. Okay. Where is this coming from? Why? Why do you want to know? What do you want to know? And why do you want to know? Okay. What do you want to know? Why do you want to know? It's not harding up. Whatever solution we're coming up so far, it's not harding up. That's what I'm saying, right? And I'm not giving you any solution here. I guess you can guess that I'm saying don't do it. But then, let me tell you why you shouldn't just believe what I just said. Because don't do it is not enough either, okay? Because the issues are deeper than don't do it, okay? Daddy Free's issue of wanting to tell everybody that in order to build trust, just open the phone, is deeper than me telling him like he's wrong. It's not a matter of he's wrong or right or anything like that. Listen, at the end of the...
You're right.
It's deeper. That's my point. You know, it's deeper. Missy says, yeah, it's not okay to turn into Inspector Gadgets. No, you sit and find out what you can do. Because you notice they're off. Don't assume the worst. That's so profound. I say that all the time. Assume best case scenario. Why? Because we naturally tend to assume the worst case scenario. Because fear is a much more of a powerful motivator for us, right? It's like what's the worst thing that can happen? Right? So yeah, not finding nothing. I almost want to say that's almost impossible. You will find something, right? You might find. It might be something as little as another reason to keep digging through. Right? It might be something as little as an extra reason to keep looking. Right? You went through his normal text, you looked through, you said, yeah. In fact, usually you know where you're going to go look. There's this chick or a person that you're suspecting there's something. That's the first place you go in the phone. Let's not cap, right? Let's stop the cap.
Stop the cap.
Somebody say, Ola, it looks like you know this thing. You have experience with this. What do you think? Right? Oh Lord. She said you ask him and he lies his ass off. Yeah, we don't I think I covered that part. We don't necessarily count on what people say. We believe them. Right? Believing them doesn't mean that's the truth. You just take it into consideration, right? You can also believe that it's a lie, right? But that lie is coming from a place. Why did they feel the need to lie to you? That's even more of an important information than the fact that they lied to you. Remember, we're not talking about you hired a person to collect $2,000 per month from you. A salary. That's not what we're talking about, right? For that person, you just need to lie and then you fire them. Okay? In this case, it's a little bit different. It's a romantic relationship. Potentially a wife or husband of 3, 4, 5 years. Like you have kids together. You're not gonna fire them. It's not that simple, right? We're talking about a situation where you can just get rid of them. So it's much more important to if you notice that they're lying. Why are they lying? Why does this person feel the need to lie to me? That's more of an important information to you, I promise you, than the fact that they lie. Listen, there's only one thing you can do with the fact that they lie. You say it's wrong. If you think it's wrong, guess what? You're right.
You're right.
That's all you can do with that. Okay? God helps you. You are with somebody that's already done with you anyway. And they say, yeah, I lied. And what? There are people that will do that. Or they continue to lie. So I don't know. If they continue to lie, if you're so sure that they're lying, that means you know the truth. Why do you need them to admit to the truth? You can just walk. Right? That's the best position for negotiation. Walk and say, hey, you're lying. I know you're lying. You don't have to convince me. I can't stay in a relationship where you lie. Why is it that you can't walk away? Oh, let me guess. You have vested interest. You can't just walk away. It's not as simple as right and wrong. It's not. Okay, let's keep talking. Let's keep talking, right? Shinye says, no, wait, I can't skip this now. D-Love say, yes, Shinye. Yeah. We're getting somewhere. To be honest, in my previous marriage, I trusted him and didn't snoop through his phone as I thought it was disrespectful. Meanwhile, not knowing he was so reckless. Yes. The truth is that, like I said, this conversation is deeper than me just telling you don't go digging through the phone. That's far from what I'm telling you right now. Yes, first, you need to realize that doesn't help you with anything. That's all I'm saying. But Ola, I would have found out 3 years before that. But it still doesn't help you with anything. Okay? It doesn't help. You forgot that there's a state of mind you were in 3 years ago, and a reason why you didn't feel the need to be looking around. There's a reason why you were in that space at that time, right? But there's a lot more going on beyond, again, common sense. It must be, since he's going to lie, you might as well check in the beginning so you can know from the beginning. What I'm telling you is that that's common sense, and it's always a terrible guide to this type of things. We're going to get to the part of the conversation that we need to get to. There's some questions here that we need to answer anyway. All right. Translation. You will not rest. Zukanuke. No, it said rest. Rest. Will you now rest? Shall you go Zukanuke? Okay, anyway. Don't mind me. I'm struggling. You can check if you feel the need. Just don't get caught. Wait. Your biggest concern is getting caught. Well, here's the thing. People that are checking, their last concern, okay, is getting caught. Short term, of course, they don't want to get caught because the biggest concern is finding the information that they already have made up their mind is in there, right? Wherever that information they made up their mind is in there, their biggest concern is to get to it, right? In the short term, yes, of course, if you get caught, but the idea that if they get caught, you will not offend the guy. Clearly, there's all kind of offensive vibe going on there, right? People just don't wake up and say, I want to check my person's phone. It's either because they have past trauma or because they're going through one actively right now. Like Chinye said, that person is making them feel not safe, insecure, right? Or it could be somebody made you feel that way in the past and you're bringing that into this situation because you didn't engage proper healing. The idea is that you want to be in a space where the last thing on your mind is checking people's phone. That space is the beauty of romantic relationships. Okay? That's what we call trust. Trust is not, I trust you because I have access to all the information. That defeats the definition of trust, right? Trust is that I don't have all the information, but I trust that all is well. That's the meaning of trust. Sure makes sense, Abi. I'm talking nonsense, right? Trust means I don't have access. Like, listen, there's double decking over this studio right now, right? There's one deck, there's 2 additional floors at the top of where I'm at right now. Okay? I trust by the grace of God, bad thoughts in Jesus' name not. You know how we do in Nigeria, right? That this thing will not cave on me, right? Did I verify if they built this properly? Right? I don't have all the information of how it was built, but I trust I'm sitting inside of it and I'm talking to you anyway, right? But trust is a function of consistent behavior, consistency. If it's a bad behavior in the past, changing behavior in a consistent way over time. Trust is not stuff you control by opening phones up for everybody. No. If a person is truly obsessed, if you're very quick to say, hey, here's my phone, here's my password, they're like, what else are you hiding? Where's the second phone? I know you have a second phone that you leave under the boot, right behind the extra, what we call it, extra tire, Naija. What do you call it? The spare tire, right? That's where you keep your second phone. And when you're coming inside, they will keep, listen, there's no peace of mind. I'm telling you, right? Precisely what you're looking for. No surprise, so I can have peace of mind. If you're obsessed with checking your partner's phone, now keep in mind, I keep saying obsessed. Okay, obsessed is a key word here, but we'll get to it. Okay, so don't get caught. Of course, you don't want to get caught. Of course, right? One time I was innocently. I was innocently transferring pics. Okay, all right, I believe you. Transferring pics. Okay, I hear you. Transferring pics from his phone to mine via WhatsApp and saw some inappropriate messages. Okay. I didn't make a big deal of it, but later on, something else completely opened his nyash. All right. So we're getting there. The truth is that I'm capping too. There are real life situations that will put a man or a woman in a situation where they feel like this is the best way to move forward. But that's what I want you to pay attention to. There is a reason why you feel this way. That just didn't fall out of the skies, okay? And the idea that you're going to build trust with this, no, it's simply not true. It's just not true, okay? It's not realistic, okay? In fact, if you dig in through phones, you will find something very likely, because there's a reason why you're feeling the vibe. You're feeling like somebody is moving funny, right? There's a good chance you'll find something. Okay, so what if that case you feel like somebody's already moving some type of way, you should dig in through the phone? Listen, I can't stop you anyway. You're probably going to dig in through the phone. You find what you find, right? But when you do move on into future relationships, here's the problem. Where you start to say things like, let's make that thing into a new rule for the future. This is where you self-destruct. That person must stay in the past. Everything you went through must stay in the past. That's easier said than done. You must do a healthy amount of work on yourself to be able to build healthy relationships in the future. Okay, it's not just phones that we do this with. We do this with everything else. Oh, because this happened before, let me create this rule off of that. Never mind, I don't have to talk to any professional. This is just common sense. If somebody cheated on me and they were hiding it in their phone before, it only makes sense for me to have access to their phone. That's common sense. That's why it ends in the poto. They can always outsmart you. Okay? If they are that needy and they are that clingy and they want to make you that happy, they will open the phone for you and they will do something else somehow, some way. Right? Yeah, I'm happy with it. Good for you. Anyway. A matter of fact, I'm rolling on the floor. Bodomi. Means getting pregnant. You are interpreting it literally. So I use log of wood. See, I said I didn't know if it was interpreted. So bodomi means pregnant, right? So a person that's pregnant, there's no standing. So if there's a reason why people check phones, because they are pregnant. Something. Thank you, Jare Adebusola. Thank you. And thanks for making fun of me. It's because they're pregnant. There's something going on. It's not just because they want to build trust like Daddy Freeze tried to make it sound. No, it is not. You need to acknowledge that there's something else going on with me and I need to find a way to cope, because it will destroy your future relationships. It's a fact of life. How? If they have nothing to hide, what is that? Hey, you see now? If they have nothing to hide, why can't they open their phone? First of all, I have something to hide. It's not every conversation I have with my mother that I want you to see. With time, if you know what trust means, with time, Listen, I'm so comfortable. My wife knows stuff about my mother that I don't know. Yes, she was still gisting me a few minutes ago. They went out to fashion designer to go measure up for some outfits with my second mother, with her own mother. They went hanging out yesterday, right? You think that fell out of the skies, right? We've gone through our own fair share, right, to be in that space. But my point there for you is that there are conversations I might have with other people I don't want you to see. And you're right. This is the part that you want. Ola, stop capping. You're right. Some of them may be inappropriate conversations with another chick that I don't want you to see. Or some of them may be straight up, I didn't think it was inappropriate, but we have difference in opinions right now. You feel like using dear to a friend of ours is inappropriate. It took you through it took you through a train of thought that you made up a 200 Nollywood movies in your head of how we're banging each other in the bed just because I said dear. Okay, dear, see you later. Or it could be I'm just evil. I have bad behaviors. It could be all of that and everything in between is my point, right? But because you have this insecurity, whatever the best case scenario is, maybe it's just dear word, right? You will interpret it to the worst case scenario. All right, let me even give you another shocker. It could be something as simple as, I didn't even say dear. The person said dear, okay, dear to me back. Your brain just went, yay! Why? Because our brain is a very powerful organ, right? If you have insecurity, it will help you build on top of it, essentially. My bad. Thank you, Adebusola. If you are pregnant, you are pregnant. There's no standing, there's no sitting. Idurosi, Iberosi, Fanitogbodomi. I didn't know that meant pregnant. That makes absolute sense, you know. Zuka nuike rest. They don't want the truth if it's them. Mishi says they don't want the truth if it's them. Check and make sure his needs are being met by you specifically. I'm just saying, this is the angle that you should be moving in. Okay, let me say it like this. This is the angle that a healthy person will be moving in. See, all that space and energy that's been taken up by, let me find out what is doing wrong. What about how can I improve myself, right? This is an active marketplace. How can I make sure that I'm the only thing that's hot in his eyes, right? Well, I know why you can't think that way, because it could be anything. It could be deeper. Let's do root cause analysis, right? Like I said, it could be something in your past. It could be something in your present. He's moving a certain type of way that you're not feeling secure, right? But even when you're not feeling secure, I keep telling you over here, I have to tell you about seduction. You have power that you're disengaging from if you move like majority of people that are on the internet. Okay? There's nothing seductive about snooping through people's phone. Let me find it. I'm sure we'll find something that speaks directly to that. Okay, so if there's nothing seductive about it, there's a good chance that you're literally being an anti-seducer. Maybe one or two of them, anti-seducer, right? So you are effectively pushing that person further and further away. But Ola, you are still justifying bad behavior. How can you push people to go and have bad behavior? Again, this is why this conversation is another level entirely. We are at this level, I get it, okay? I'm trying to push you to next level. At this level, if a person does something wrong, right? Even if you made them do it, they're wrong. You're right. They are wrong.
You're right.
But Betty, what? That's not the end of the conversation? Oh, you need more. Oh, okay. Now let's get to the rest of the conversation.
You think so they're wise?
Let's get to the rest of it. That's what we do here, Men of Prestige. Okay? There is more to it, right? Now, is this going to be an absolute? No, it's not an absolute. What she said is not absolute. But have you tried it first? Are we moving that way first before we worry about if it works or not? Right? Have you done that consistently for 3 months yet? Before you worry if Gentlemen, especially you, this goes for you. How can you make this person's life easier? Is this a constant question to the point that it's second nature to you now to just do that to your partner? Or you're still on the fence, like this could be like the past partner that I had. You see where the wala is right now. Anyway, we gotta pay attention to it. If you majority of people that will push against that, what she just said, what Miss She said just said, they haven't tried it at all. They haven't tried it, right? And I understand why. It's in the beginning, it can be tough. Especially if you have bad experiences, your mind just naturally assume that everybody is out to destroy, to hurt you. Everybody's out to get you, right? That's how you think. Everybody just want to get me. You're not saying it in words, right? But somehow, some way, that's how your brain is processing everything that's going on, right? D-Love said, no, the first place you go is text messages and delete. That's if you're the one cheating now. Delete files. You delete files. I'm talking about the person that's looking. Madam, it be like, say, you be professional for this thing, no? she told you a long time ago now. I used to be, but I promise I have changed in Jesus. Me. Amen. 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 I'm praying that it's permanent. That miracle is permanent in the name of Jesus. Amen. No, that's not my style to make a rule about phone checking. That's too much work. It's a lot, like I was saying. Let me go through this because I forgot to. So some people, when I asked a question in the chat earlier in the survey, even though I mistakenly put now. So I'm not sure if the answers of people that said now people that selected now. So the question was, check your partner's phone always, ? And I said, elaborate your answer on comments if you can and want to. Okay, so people that pick yes, 20%. That's the person that outrightly tell me yes, always check it. 20% literally said, I'd rather not do anything better with my life. I'll check that damn phone. Well, he says, no, it doesn't take that long to check phone. Actually, it takes your whole life over. It takes your whole brain over. If you're obsessed with checking your partner's phone, it takes you over. It's an insecurity. It's not just about checking the phone. It will drain everything, every life out of you. And by the way, your partner and their relationship. But anyway, the second option, which is I meant no, but it's now saying now. I don't know if these people, 80%, actually mean yes right now, or they're saying no. I think I should assume best case scenario. They mean no. All right. And this is how I know that it's probably no, right? We had Tiffany. I don't see Tiffany today. Shout out to Tiffany. I'm sure she will probably want to be here. Tiffany says, the second I feel the need to start checking phones, emails, the marriage is pretty much over. I can't be with you if I am unable to trust you. What do y'all think about that? D, shout out to D, say, D, I really don't have time for that. However, certain events might occur. This person is speaking in direction of Chinye now. Might occur within the relationship that you might need to snoop to get certain information. Inspector Gadgets. When you have to dig for it, I want forensic. To get certain information that can guide your next step with regards to the relationship. Now, guide your next step. She's accurate about that because you finding information you need is not the end of it. Finding nothing is definitely not the end of it because you're obsessed. You've convinced yourself that something is wrong somewhere and you will continue to look for wahala. As opposed to, hey, am I making sure that first step is make sure that I'm taking care of this person's need. People don't do that. Let's stop the cap. People don't say, am I making sure I'm taking care of this person's needs? They just don't. Okay? Most people don't. Okay? Most people don't. BB Sokwe, it was BB that said the options are yes and no. I guess you mean no, yes. So I don't know what answer she gave. BB continued here. It says, I don't have time for that. I have never done it since we have been married. Oh, she says she's married. Okay. Shout out to BB. Right? Shout out to BB. But you see what I'm talking about right now. Please don't make everybody they like. Thank you so much, gracious greatness. Wait. Obodo fam, Prestige fam, I greet all of you now. I was about to say, wait. Let's see here. But wait a minute. Why do we assume that people snoop through their partner's phone only when there's trust issues or when they suspect something isn't adding up? All right, so that's an assumption that I'm assuming, as a matter of fact. Okay, that is an assumption that I am assuming. It's a fact. Okay. Ola, where's your source of data? Omo, leave that thing. Here's what I tell you. You need to prove me wrong. Okay. The next time you find somebody that say, I just snoop through their phone, it's not because I don't trust. Bring them to me. Let me do the work of examining them. Okay. All right. And if they're open to the conversation, and then we'll see if it's trust or not. Okay. So the proof, the person that's going to prove is on the flip side. You're going to prove that this person is not trust. For me, I'm telling you right now, based off of what we know about human beings right now, human beings, they don't have that space for too much energy and too much activity. They engage in the things they value, okay? Particularly from this standpoint. Let me show you the standpoint, okay? Emotional levels. They engage in anything they value, particularly from this standpoint of these 6 basic needs on the screen. Certainty, okay? You can mix trust in there somewhere. Variety, significance, connection, right? If they don't feel certain, meaning I don't trust, right? That's the only way they engage. The things that they engage the most, the things they spend their time around, is the things that they value. Okay? So I'm just bored. Let me just stop snooping through phones. Yeah, probably not. Maybe in 1999, when only a few of us had phones, right? So you took your boyfriend's phone, you're playing game on it and so. But this time and age, even your teenagers have phones, right? So what we're going to do, Auntie Adibusola, all the way is we're going to
Stop the cap.
we're going to stop the cap, okay? So, but I'm open to the conversation. I think you're assuming that I'm assuming. We know this. It's trust issues that make people do that. Let's see. Shout out to Lil Podcast. Shout out to you, brother. Let's see. I threw away salad. Oh, I just did greet throw away. Shout out to Eunice. Good to see you, Eunice. I don't even have time to check some messages in my own phone. Thank you. Shout out to Natu. Hey, Natu. Shout out to my brother, Sir Hale Speaks in his house. Good to see you, man. Let's see. Adebusola says, some people snoop to fill in the blank of a discussion. You can't make this up. To fill in the blank of a discussion. Excuse me. To fill in the blank of the discussion. It's not trust. It's just to fill in the blank of a discussion.
You think so they're wise?
Okay. Adebusola. Shout out to Adebusola. Elaborate. Do me a favor. Elaborate, I beg. Elaborate. I need you to elaborate. But we've got a few more. I wanted to go through here. What I've decided to do once in a while, I'll do more of an elaborate topic like this. Okay. I think more. Let me just say this. If you find yourself in this space that you need to dig in through your partner's phone, it's bad. It's just bad already. Your issues are deeper than the information you're gonna find on the phone. Obviously, I can't stop you from digging through that phone. You won't have peace of mind until you go to the phone. You also won't have peace of mind after you dig in through the phone. But you're not gonna believe me until you actually dig in through the phone, right? So it's more or less like you have to pick your battles, pick your fight. Okay, you say, Ola, yeah, I'll just rather dig in through because I don't want surprise. Good, okay. But here's my admonition to you. It's bad. you need to engage wise counsel. Okay. Like somebody said in the comments earlier, the comment of the poll that I took, right? Like somebody said, it's not it's to know the next step. Maybe that's the best thing you can get out of it. You know how to best move next. And I don't think that's, if I say that's the best next, you can know what your best next move is. That best next move is not necessarily a good thing. You see, that best next move is going to be created out of your own understanding, common sense, filtered understanding, pain driven, experience driven, bad experience driven understanding is going to be driven from that. And so I don't know if that's good or bad. It's going to be a function of if that's a good thing or bad thing, right? So if you find yourself in that space, you have work to do. The best of the best relationships are people that are in a space where it's the last conversation in their brain, right? Everybody have their own phones. It's not even a matter of privacy. People want to bring privacy in. No, it's not privacy. It's a matter of, like, my wife I told me the password to her phone a million times. Because I never go in it, I never remember. I just don't remember. Is that me being perfect? No, it's a state of mind. Okay? It's obviously because of a state of mind that includes trust in it, right? So if you don't trust, that's the issue we need to address. Not the phones, not to be justifying that it's okay to go in the phone, right? It's the trust issues that we need to address, you know? And if you're having trust issues, there's also a good chance that you have issues trusting God. Trusting God is not an end-all be-all solution. I think it's a starting point. Okay. I think understanding how to move in faith, understanding that anything that matters in life, anything that we value in life, anything that's worthwhile in life, involves to a large extent a move of faith. Things like romantic relationships, entrepreneurship, right? Like the content creators that are here. Shout out to Sir Hill. Somebody go support Sir Hill and all the content creators in this chat. And Mrs. She said, right? You know that we have a goal. And when we see the numbers and we are trusting that our message is getting somewhere, right? We know we have a certain type of number we would like to see, right? But we're also trusting the process, right? That if you haven't engaged stuff like that, you're building something, a relationship, entrepreneurship, right? I'm not talking about a job. No shots at people that are on a job, on a day job. It's nothing wrong with that. I'm just letting you know. Somebody is making sure that the lights are kept on and the debts of that business is being paid. There's a larger level of where you need to practice faith. What does that have to do with this? If you're going to enjoy a romantic relationship, you will need to be in that space. Being in that space where you just trust, like, you know, it's you leave everything in the hands of God, and you're like, so I can be surprised tomorrow. Exactly. So now you're assuming that your surprise is going to be completely negative. There's a reason why you're assuming that it's going to be completely negative. That reason is what I'm asking that you must unpack, because it will continue to haunt you. Ìdúró òsì, ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ òsì fẹ́ni tó gbódò mì. Adìyẹ bá lókun, ara ọ̀rọ̀ ọkùn, ara ọ̀rọ̀ adìyẹ. Even your partner go collect in this matter. There's nobody who will be able to rest. You will never know peace of mind until you sort this out properly, the right way. Not like fictitious, myopic solutions like just keep the phones open. Why? What do you mean? That's a short-term fixed solutions. If a person is out to hurt you, they will still hurt you regardless. Okay? Or they don't want to hurt you, they just have bad behavior. So they will find other ways to still do what they have to do. Because that need that Mrs. She said earlier, she said there's a good chance that it's not being fulfilled. Why? Because first of all, we didn't know, you haven't taken the time to even ask the question, am I the person that will make sure this person's need is being fulfilled? I didn't say you're the person at fault. I'm just saying, have you ever asked the question before? You never asked the question before, or you're not in a position to ask this question? So, okay, there we go. It's like little to no wonder, right? Little to very little wonder, okay? Common sense. You gotta be careful with common sense ideologies, okay? There's more to it. generated from experiences, emotional intelligence, people that have gone through some experience that can say, you know what, I tried that. Yeah, I still didn't gain peace of mind. It still didn't work out. So we got to be very, very careful. We got to be careful. It's not as simple as it sounds. So I'm going to take a short 30 seconds break, and then we're going to answer some few questions around this topic together. Okay. And then we'll call it a day. I'll be right back. All right, so quick question for my people in the chat, Prestige family. Is social media space enough for dating or not? Okay, so that's the wrong question. I mistyped. Let me type it properly. Is social media space, the keyword is safe, okay? Safe enough for dating or not? You can speak from experience if you want. Your opinions are perfectly fine. I want to know your thought process around this, right? Is the social media space safe enough for dating or not? I'm gonna drop my link for anybody who wants to come up and chop it up with me. Yeah, boy. I'm dropping the link in the chat. I'll also pin it to the top. It's social media, you know me, I will finish it by myself. But if you have an opinion, I would love to hear it. I encourage you to come up and share your opinions about this whole issue. I've got more questions around checking partners' phone too. All right, so I'm going to try to keep it around the same topics, so that we can build some kind of cohesiveness around our topics. Okay, is the social media space safe enough for dating or not? Why did this question come up? I was on Clubhouse earlier, and I was in a room. Actually, they were more so talking about Clubhouse. Okay, is Clubhouse space safe enough for dating or not? And quite a few young ladies, they thought the Clubhouse in particular was a bad space and just a bunch of people on the internet looking. And one particular lady told her story, and she said she had ended up in rooms, they call them spec rooms or shoot your shot rooms and stuff like that, where those rooms are designed for hookups. Okay. Those type of rooms I don't think I've ever ended up in that type of room, because first of all, they're labeled on the hallway, so I don't ever go in there in the first place. My brand says I'm married, and I don't want anything to tamper with that. So I don't go in the room. I might go in a room where they say matchmaking, a room where I know the people that set up the room and they kind of value my opinion. Maybe they want to assess how people approach their members of the opposite gender or whatever they're interested in, right? So, but she was sharing to with us today, and she said she met a young man who eventually she found out that the same talking point that the guy used to get her into into a side conversation, and then the guy said, "I like you," and yes, sir, we should be seeing each other, and she agreed, right? That she was in a shoot your shot room, right? And they were in that room, and somebody now asked her and said, "Hey, I think I'm paraphrasing a little bit, right? Have you met anybody on this app?" And and then she was like, "Yes," and then a bunch of people started laughing at her. And then she didn't know, she was confused. She was like wondering, why are they laughing? Like, and then a bunch of girls started unmuting their mics to tell her that we know exactly who you're talking about, right? Okay, I remember a little bit now that she said, you've they asked her if you've met anybody on this app, are you in a relationship or anything like that? She was like, well, I'm not married. She said, I'm not married, but I am seeing someone, I'm talking to someone on this app. And they just started laughing at her, right? So when they were laughing at her, she felt some type of way and stuff like that. And a bunch of girls started unmuting their mic and say, yeah, he was talking to us too. He said this, he said that, we basically know everything about you. So because of this experience, she feels that Clubhouse is a terrible space to meet anybody. Okay? So what did we get out of that story? Okay? First thing first, she's speaking from experience. All right, she's speaking from experience. Majority of people at any point in time on any of these platforms, there's more people in the chats, in the audience, than there are people on the stage or in the panels. Okay? There are people just listening. Some of them are bad people, some of them are good people, some of them are trolling, some of them they're not serious, right? And so because of that, let's do the math properly, right? Because of that, right? Social media and Clubhouse is a terrible space to meet people. Let's do the math properly. Adebusola said, hell no. The irony is that social media is such an anti-social platform. If you get too immersed, it's crazy. I agree 100%. Guess what's also true about real life? On the streets, where people catcall. Back in the days, I don't know if people still catcall these days. I think they do, depending if you're in high school or something, right? But people in society in general, they're crazy, right? Can you tell me something else that's different about social media, right? Outside of the fact that information moves at light speed, outside of the fact that everyone can become a keyboard gangster, like it multiplies, right? Social media does not create; it multiplies, right? Oh, it creates extra attention, I guess, right? So semantics, right? But you get the gist. The gist is that social media literally does not exist without people, right? The social aspect of things, right? Now, the way you socialize on internet has to adjust for the nature of the beast, the machine, right? It has to adjust for that. So, exactly what she was saying. Like, these people are crazy. How did she know that these people are they're crazy? Because she's had 2 or 3 different experiences that seem like the same thing. How did this guy say a liar? So eventually, she questioned the guy. She said, hey, some people told me this, that this person said you talked to them. And okay, first of all, let's keep in mind that she had never, based on what she said, she had never met this person in real life. But somehow she has exclusive relationship with them. It's possible. It's 2023, right? But somehow she has some kind of exclusive relationship with this person on an audio app. Audio app, oh. I said audio. You know what audio means, right?
I'm whining you.
Audio app. On an audio app, right? Somehow she has an exclusive relationship, right? Now, if she said it's a long distance, so yes, we're trying to cook something. I understand, right? But she didn't really make mention of anything like that. But she kept saying, like, it's just bad. There's another lady that was supporting the motion. Like, no, these people that will come on stage, they're disrespectful. They're like, I get it. All right. So now let me warn you, okay? If you're open, if you're looking to meet a life partner, my preference is you meet a person through family, friends, someone you know personally, you can vouch for them, right? But like Adebusola said, I don't think it's a platform that are antisocial. I think people are antisocial these days. I think people are generally more socially awkward than it's ever been before, yes, you have the freedom to blame it on social media, but it's just a reality, right? So I think people are antisocial, right? So because of that, they can't even tell an auntie, I know you keep asking me, listen, if you know anybody, a good guy, I'm open to meeting them. They can't, a 37-year-old woman cannot say something like that, right? They can't approach auntie and say, auntie, I'm open. You got a nice looking man or something like that, right? They can't. Why? Social awkwardness. Exactly, Adebusala. That is what is going on. Instead of the only thing they tend to do is take an offense to that. Okay, what the majority of the conversation here is how terrible these aunties are. These aunties that don't know how to mind their own business, right? That they're always asking you, when are you going to marry? Is everybody supposed to be married? Forgetting that, first of all, we're talking to people that want to be married. That's number one. Okay. So everyone is antisocial. That's part of our issues, right? So part of your social skills is to understand that it's 2023 and yes, it's social media and there are people hanging out on those platforms. Some of them are going to be somebody's good husband, somebody's good wife, one day, someday. But how is that going to happen if you shut down the idea in the first place, right? Listen, you have legit reasons to shut it down.
Different.
You have a legitimate reason to shut it down. I'm not even judging you, okay? Maybe you've been what's the word? Catfished, right? Catfish is real. But people think catfish is like, it's easy to see that, oh, somebody's presented something else on social media, but in real life they're different. People have always catfished. They present something else at the first date, but they are completely deadbeat. After the second date, you start to realize this is real life. It's a marketplace, right? You will be using your own discernment spirit. Hopefully, it's sharp like a razor. The radars, you can pick up BS, right? If it's not sharp, you keep working on yourself. It's an ongoing thing, right? There's no destination. It's stuff you're supposed to do for the rest of your life. Keep working on yourself. Feed your soul, feed your spirit with self-love, self-respect, self-esteem driven material. Being able to be okay with God has blessed me wherever I'm at right now, right? And then you're also in that, you're able to comprehend that in the same space as, of course, I'm open to a good wife, right? Because he will find a good wife, or he will find a wife, right? That, right? So social media is a medium, okay? It's a media form, right? Because people meet there. Informations are moving faster. Yes, you can get finessed a lot more faster. Okay? But being finessed did not start on the internet. No, it didn't. That's what it sounds like when people push against it, right? I still prefer, like I said, that you talk to aunties, can hook you up with somebody that you know in your circle of influence, your friends, your network, your job. Go to the events, the live events that's happening in Vegas around your professional. Go. Pay $200, $300, pay for the ticket. Go. That's how you meet people, right? Engage, right? I still prefer in person. Why? Because we're social beings. Absolutely correctly spoken, we are social beings. However, it's the social media age. You're going to meet more people on the internet, and how you conduct yourself will determine if you find something of quality or not. Wait. Are you saying there are no bad people? I'm saying, let me repeat myself. How you conduct yourself will determine if bad people are able to hang around you long enough to get ejected or not. And you need to be okay with that. There's no other way around it. Shout out to Adebusola. Gracious going to say, your preference, add more to say your advice. Your strong suggestion would be to meet someone via a family member. Yes, my preference, yes. I personally prefer that because, it's just the forces they work better in your favor. And also, somebody's literally just like word of mouth in real life business is a better quality of marketing, right? It doesn't mean you depend on word of mouth, but it's a better quality. Ultimately, it doesn't mean you can't extract quality outside of learning how to do social media marketing or mass marketing. It's just that you have to put in extra work in extracting the quality out of it, right? Out of quantity. But with personal friends, family, friends, events where like you meet, it's a lot less quantity of people you have to run through before you can find quality, right? So the ideal is to, just explore it all, just engage, not to be desperately looking for a partner all over the place, but the things you would do in normal life, right? But with some skills around it, and stop being so defensive when an auntie say, when are we going to eat jollof rice? It's not really a shot against you. It's not. And I understand it can be difficult. It can be frustrating. Like sometimes they almost want to be slapped. I can see that. So I just want you to be guided about that. If you're a man or woman of certain age, you feel like you're ready for marriage, you need to be open to the idea of social media. Yes, Clubhouse too. That includes how you conduct. Obviously, how you conduct yourself is all you can control, right? But also engage the people you would normally engage on a normal day at events. A party is going on, go. As long as they don't say it's +1, just go. Engage, be social, get out there and meet people, right? But don't shut your mind down on anything. Basically, be open-minded. Okay, open-minded doesn't mean you have to do it. Just be open-minded. Maybe there's something that you can learn, right? Shout out to Brother Patrick. Good to see you, Brother Patrick. I'll be right back. Welcome. All right, welcome back. How cheaters hide their tracks. Somehow this topic came up. This topic came up as part of the whole check your partner's phone, right? So why do people want to check their partner's phone? Because they assume that you can uncover their tracks. Investigator, inspector, gadget, like Mrs. She said earlier, right? Let me find out what is going on. So, listen, for the most part, the reason why people want to do this is because they've been traumatized, okay? It's trauma, okay? It's a trauma response to want to check people's phones. And one of them is like, hey, you thank God for artificial intelligence. Shout out to Esther. I think I already said hello, right? Hello, Esther, right? They don't realize that there are patterns everywhere. I keep telling you there are patterns. Your behavior have patterns. My behavior have patterns. Okay. After you've listened to me long enough, you can kind of tell when I'm about to play. You can tell, okay? Because human beings have patterns. You have patterns. I have patterns, right? So when you searching on the internet for things like checking your partner's phone, all these different things, there are certain topics that the same people that. So when Adebusala said earlier that maybe we assume it's trusted, we know because there's studies everywhere that shows that it's trauma response that makes people want to do this. But anyway, I felt like how do cheaters hide their tracks? Anybody know all the professionals that are here? D-Love, what you did? D-Love, I never didn't say I was a professional. Right? Let me give you an idea. Okay? How cheaters hide their tracks on iPhone, on social media, right? All these different things. People are having this conversation on the internet. Why? Because there's a reason. They are asking for a reason. It is because they are asking. Okay? Okay, so I'm gonna read this something to you really quickly, and then we'll take it from there. Let me read. I'll just read it. Just listen to me clearly, right? Then I want to hear your take on this, right? Hi there, I'm new. Came here as a sort of last hope rope grab. I'm on mobile. See, they hear me. I'm on mobile, so please forgive any errors or mishaps. I'm really trying my best to catch them before posting. I've been lied to the last 5 years about everything under the sun. Obviously, and eventually the truth comes out. Houseway. I offered an opportunity to be absolutely transparent. Why do people offer opportunity to be transparent? Offer an opportunity to be transparent. Why do people offer opportunity to be transparent? That's a question. I don't know if it's a she or he yet. Offered opportunity to be transparent. Is it because they are just being like, I'm holy, I'm a good guy. Let me just offer to be transparent first so that they can be open with being transparent too. Yeah, stop that.
Stop the cap.
Yeah. I offered an opportunity to be absolutely transparent with full pardon. To my knowledge, he took it and laid everything bare. Laid everything bare. However, I cannot get over this feeling that he's hiding something major. Okay, perhaps even an affair. Wait, just say he's hiding an affair. Right? I don't know if I'm losing it or paranoid. Is she losing it or she's just been paranoid or is it valid? Listen, everything we do is valid, but allegedly at the same time. Not knowing is driving me up the wall. This person know how to use words, It's a word script. Wordsmith. Wordsmith, right? But also dwelling on it is making it worse. He's cheated on his previous spouse before. Gentlemen, you cheated on your previous spouse. You come into this relationship. You're like, I just want to be fully transparent. Let me tell her that I cheated in the past because I want to be fully transparent. I'm not saying you're wrong. You're right. Remember, you have the right to be right. But pay attention to what we're saying here, just so you know, okay? He's cheated on his previous spouse before, but swears up and down he has never cheated on me. What I tell you earlier, women know they forget shin. You told her you cheated on your previous, that will sit at the back of her mind for the rest of, even if she never experienced it. Now you share that experience with her and she can empathize with that previous woman, even though she's happy initially that, that type of thing now. And now you find yourself collecting woto. You now have a wife who's insecure. Okay. Is it your fault? I never said anything. This is the first time I'm using fault in this whole stream. So I don't know what you're talking about. But anyway, let's keep going. He's cheated on his previous spouse before, but swears up and down he has never cheated on me. He's also sworn up and down he wasn't doing half the stuff he was, in fact, doing. But that's a story for later. Okay. I want to trust him. I'm trying to trust him since I have no evidence otherwise. He's driving her up a wall. No evidence. You do see, better see. And since searching his phone with his consent and totally randomly, I feel. Wait, what? Wait. Stop the cap.
Stop the cap.
She said with his consent and totally randomly. Oh, bitch, you should be that. Oh, Lord. And since searching his phone with his consent and totally randomly, I feel like he might just be better at covering his tracks. I guess I'm just looking for insights. What was the moment that tipped you off about your spouse? Now, she's asking, what was the moment? A complete stranger, right? Tipped you off about your spouse, BT Bao. This came out of a forum. They weren't asking me, just so you know. Okay. But these are the issues we're talking about. Okay. These are the issues, okay? Somebody wants to answer. Somebody says, let me see if this is an answer. I've been married 39 years old to my spouse, 38 years old, for 17 years. After 7 years, I discovered her cheating. Naked texts with 2 co-workers at the same time. She says there was no physical contact. I believe her because there was no evidence of that, and she has anxiety, image issues, and low libido. I believe she just what? I believe she just wanted attention after having kids and wouldn't open up and communicate with me to get it. That's possible. I can hear somebody now saying, "No, Cap. Somebody blew her back out, man. Don't believe that shit." Easy. I know you had some experience. Easy. Take it easy on yourself. I might choke. Anyway, let's continue. I choose to reconcile mostly because I was terrified she would take away my little kids and potentially expose them to creeps. That's a terrible reason to reconcile. Okay. For years, it has been like living with a roommate and raising kids. About 6 months ago, I had to be gone for work for several months, leaving her alone with the kids. When I got back, she started acting differently in a good way. I noticed and talked to her about it. She said she realized how her life would be on her own, realized how selfish and messed up she had been, and was trying to be the wife I deserve now. Question. I had written off the marriage in my mind after trying for years. Kids are older now, so their safety is less of a worry. I love my wife, but I'm not feeling in love with her anymore. She's doing all the right things now. I'm making an effort, but it feels too little, too late sometimes. Has anyone restored their relationship I'm feeling by doing all the right things? There's no such thing as doing all the right things. I keep telling you, this is a move of faith, always. Stop looking for absolute answers. There are answers. A lot of the answers will have to be work you do on yourself in order to attract what you deserve, ultimately. That's what it comes down to, okay? But anyway, how cheaters hide their tracks. Listen, why are people asking these questions on the internet? Why? Why do people want to check their partner's phones? It's because they assume it's a way that they hide their tracks. They assume that if they're digging through a little bit of the text, they'll find something. They might find something. Okay? In fact, I think they will find something that will justify how they already feel. Something that will align with how they already feel. Something as little as nothing. Right? Something as little as let me keep looking. Right? But what I can tell you is that how cheaters hide their track is unlimited. There's unlimited ways for them to hide their tracks. Okay? It's literally unlimited. For as many neurons in your brain that's processing this information and you're looking for active answers, just think about that many. How many different ways for them to hide? Okay? Because we could be talking about emotional cheating too, right? Right? So it doesn't have to be anything physical. But somehow their need is being filled somehow, some way by somebody else in a way that can absolutely destroy your relationship, right? So it's a terrible question to ask, but a good question at the same time. It's a good question because it tells me that there are insecurities here, okay? And just an absolute answer over the internet, some kind of extreme polarized view answer on the internet, stuff like, yeah, never take her back. Yeah, that kind of stuff, it's not going to help you, right? It's not going to help you. There's a lot more there. There's a lot more there. First of all, you just admitted, that person that was just reading, just admitted to, oh, I'm getting some kind of value. I want my kids to be protected. I think it's a bad reason to stay in a marriage. I think you need a much more better, robust reason beyond using your children, right? But, yeah. But can you imagine that kind of guy? Of course, he's still asking, like, maybe she's just that good at hiding it all of those years. People have patterns. People are not that good. If they're showing you certain behavior, like Chinye said earlier, they're moving funny, there is a void. Okay? The question you should be asking is, how come there's a void? I am my person's partner. This person is my guy. Who is your guy, right? That's my guy. How come they're wondering, their prick is wondering? But all that would be justifying bad behavior. Exactly. That not exactly justifying bad behavior, because I already said you're right. I'm talking about this is where you're going. You're obsessed with right and wrong. You're an anti-seducer. It is one small little reason, it might not be, why they might not want to be with you. Why they're trying to actively run away from you. Something to pay attention to, right? Number 10, right or wrong obsessed, right? But poisons, relationship poisons, right? Anti-seducers, what do we have here? Number 3, the police, the moralizer. Everything is about morals for you. In a relationship where you marry the person, what does that say about your morals? Is that questionable too? Because you knew we didn't know everything about them. Oh, you didn't know. Okay. Well, the conversation is deeper, is my point. There are right and wrong in life, but there's a good chance that conversation is much more deeper than, So how did they hide their track? You will never figure it all out. Okay. You can find one little loophole. If they're a true cheater, they will find another one. They will create another one. So again, no peace of mind for you. If this is how you want to approach this issue, right? There's no peace of mind for you. Okay. For every time you uncover another way they've been hiding it, they either create a new one. That's why there's cybersecurity. They will create a new one, right? Or you're not satisfied with what you found because you're seeking answers all in the wrong way. Okay. Let me see your chat before I continue. Let me see. Let me engage my people real quick. Don't forget to fill in the blanks as well and mine data. Wala. Rahim. It's Adewale. Adewale Hana. Adewale says everyone is a psychologist online. Too many do's and don'ts online. Don't even know which one to follow. Brother, I tell you. Shout out to you, Adewale. Let's see. Patsy. Shout out to Patsy Owo. Patsy Owo. Is that the same Orlando Owo? Are you a child to Orlando Owo or something? Anyway, to the legendary Orlando Owo. But anyway, she says, a man will only treat you the way you have allowed him to. If you take it once, he will do it again. That's a fact. People mimic the level of self-respect and self-love you have for yourself. Patsy says they need to go for therapy. Absolutely. That stuff needs to be unpacked. There's no absolute answers to this kind of stuff. Okay. All right. We got some more to cover. I'll be right back. All right, shout out to everybody in the chat, all 27 of you. Welcome. Hit that like button. I've been told that the likes are low. Do me a favor, hit that like button. I beg. It's just a little bit low. I need maybe 3 more likes. Let's get the likes up. Thank you. I appreciate you. All right, checking phone after cheating. Somebody said, Ola, stop the gap. I didn't just want to check the phone. It's because she cheated. Right? Ola, stop the cap.
Stop the cap.
It's because she cheated. So, it only makes sense that I check the phone. Right? It only makes sense that I check the phone. Because, hey, she cheated. If she cheated, like Daddy Free said, the only way for me to be able to have trust in this relationship is to is to check everything. Make sure nothing is nothing is left uncovered. No stone is left unturned. Know everything. Find everything. They need to tell. Somebody will say, let me tell you something. Say, hey, if you've cheated, tell everything. Before there's a lot of infidelity recovery gurus out there as well these days. I think people can recover from infidelity. Absolutely. How do I know? With God, all things are possible. What do why me? What kind of question is that? With God, all things are possible. Literally. That's not a spiritual talk, right? Now, if you say that will never be me, you're right. I can respect that.
You're right.
You're right. Okay? I can respect that. But that's you. Okay? Oh yeah, but all those other people that did it, they will still collect they will come and find out that the people never change. Cheaters never change. They will just end up collecting what they would do. Jeez. Yeah. No. Nah. Wrong.
These nuts.
Wrong. Alright? With God, all things are possible. That is an absolute statement. Okay? I don't say a lot of absolutes. That's an absolute statement. But back to the topic. So they say, hey, if you want recovery, you need to tell everything. So, people are telling everything though. And what's going on is that they'll find out more and more stuff. It becomes irreparable. They can't deal with it. It's just too much. It's not the person they thought they married. They're easy. When you throw out, so I tell you, there's notes. I said very few absolutes I will say, right? Things like with God, all things are possible, right? But wisdom is needed in all of this. Wisdom is needed in all of this. Okay? Much needs wisdom. Not even little. Much wisdom is needed when it comes to this stuff. So somebody say, hey, check the phone after cheating. They need to be, no, I didn't mean check it behind them. I mean, they need to open the phone for you to be checking it. Just check everything. Because if you don't check everything, what's the point? What are they hiding? If there's nothing to hide, why can't you just open it for everyone to see? And by the way, you're justified. There was cheating. They should know. They should now know that since they cheated, it's anything like. That's not true. Okay, that's not true. Okay, first of all, I want you to understand, as a human being, you have the autonomy, you have agency of your life. Yeah, even though you become one, yes, you still have agency of your life, and you can decide how you want to move. You can say, hey, let's go our separate ways. I love you to death. I will make sure you're good, but let's go our separate ways, because let's. I got you, but let's go our separate ways, right? It's okay. That's fine, right? That's better than putting yourself in a position where you feel like you must be checking. It's obsession. Work. Romantic relationships does not work like that. You're not looking for a roommate. If you're looking for a roommate, then that's a different story, okay? But you're still fantasizing about being in love with this person in a romantic way, but you want them to open their phone so everything is just black and white. That's not a romantic relationship. You're better off calling it what it is. Transactional. They have kids with you. You're going to take care of it. They're going to take care of that side. And we're going to co-parent and happily live ever after. They exist. They do. I promise you. Okay? So the point I'm making here is that there's no way, shape, or form. By the way, the link is pinned to the top if you want to call in. There's no way, shape, or form you want to shape this. It's not okay. I'm not even giving you the privacy excuse thing. It's a terrible space to be in when you're obsessed with going through your partner's phone. Okay. Now, the flip side of things is that every time they left their phone, they can't leave their phone and go to sleep and get knocked out. They are afraid. They put their phone under their breast when they sleep. Brotherly, that's a different. Remember, it's still a different story. There's something else going on. You digging through that phone is not what is going on. That's just a symptom. Okay, something is going on. You could tell there's been a disconnect, right? You should talk to a therapist. Say, babe, what? Why are you doing that? That makes me feel some type of way. I think we should talk to therapy. Okay. You go talk to a therapy by yourself. Ask some questions. It depends. There's so many things that nuances in your particular story where they can help you. Seek wise counsel. Talk to somebody that can help you understand what is going on, because they'll be able to listen to a longer version of what you could possibly tell me in 130 characters, right? And then they can say, hey, is there anything that might have happened in the past that's making her feel like she has to? Are you obsessed with? Do you normally go through her phone and you cause trouble? Some men do that. They'll go through the phone and they will see, then they will start saying, why is your friend talking like that? How did you know? Well, I was in your phone last night. Why did you go on my phone last night? Some men do that. Did you know that? So, I'm sorry. Cheating is still not a good enough excuse to put yourself in a position where you have to be doing this. You're not going to enjoy, you're not going to have peace of mind. Idurosi. Thank you, Adebusola. I can't stop saying it since you helped me with the translation. Idurosi, Iberosi, Fenitobodomi. You will not know peace of mind though if you move that direction. Shout out to Victorine Owukor. Everybody hit the like button. Make sure you join the gang so you're notified, so you don't come too late. All right. But shout out to you for being here, and make sure you're sharing this video when we're done. Why would someone check the phone after cheating? Why would someone check the phone after cheating? It's probably because they think they want to make sure they don't keep cheating. You get it? That's medicine after death. Abba. She said Abba. She knows exactly what she's doing.
Abba.
Yeah. This is the conclusion. This is the solution to making sure they don't cheat again. Cheating now, your mates. If they have a need to cheat, they will cheat. It is what it is. Victoria said, my husband's phone is locked. Okay. I don't know if I should be worried that he's if you have questions, you can put a Q behind it so I can note it. I don't know if I should be worried that he's doing something, I guess. I feel like I don't trust him, and we have been married for 14 years. That's a good question. Hey Victorian, let me have somebody help me with that here. Hey Tima, right?
Yes. Hi Ola.
Hi. How are you doing? By the way, are you the same person as Simbasi?
Yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
I interchanged the name. Yes.
You said you do what?
No, I said I like to interchange it, but I like open flow better.
Gotcha. Can you answer that question that she just asked? She said, my husband's phone is locked. I don't know if I should be worried. I can hear you, just so you know, that he's doing something.
I'm listening.
Okay. I feel like I don't trust him, and we have been married for 14 years. What would you say to that?
I think she's the only person that can answer that. If she feels, if she's worried about it, then maybe she already know what she needs to know. Maybe she already know what she needs. Yeah, I mean it's harsh, but so it's like not having to go through your partner's phone. That is one case, right? Mm-hmm. The freedom that comes with you have access to my phone. I have access to your phone. We don't even have to talk about it. Really, I'm hardly having issues to even deal with my phone. So I don't. Why would but if I'm feeling like I need to check your phone, then I already know the answer to that. if I'm feeling that, because there's no way, if you're not feeling safe enough to know that you have access anytime you want. It's not like if you touch it, it's gonna be no or something. If you are feeling it, oh, I'm sorry, but I would say it's already, maybe something is already happening.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
So I always tell people, right? The most important thing in all of this is people's emotions, right? If it's creeping to your
Hmm.
mind, it's creeping to your mind. There's a real reason why it's creeping through your mind. The real reason
Hmm.
doesn't have to be your partner's fault, but that thing will eat you up if you don't address it. It needs to
Right.
be addressed, right? So that doesn't mean it must be up to something or anything like that. But something is going on in the dynamic of that relationship
They're making you feel that way, yes.
that's making you
And
feel
if
unsafe.
and the best way to go about that, one of the best way, not the only, but one way to do that is say, honey, can I see your phone really quick? You can do that. It's your honey. It's
Oh,
like,
okay.
yeah, can I see your phone really quick? Just watch the
Mm-hmm.
body language. That's all you need. I mean, really,
Right.
if you want to go that far, if you want to go that far, you don't have to, but if you just for the fun of it, because
Right.
if my honey say, honey, can I see your phone? No, there's no, I should not say for what? Why? No, why not? No, here you go. There should be
Yeah.
no question asked. That trust level should be there. The safety of that feelings should not be questioned.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So and if his question is about if for example my wife comes, can I see my phone? And I start to act funny somehow. It's like oh, that right there is already a good evidence, right?
Right.
But now how you address it is everything. Like I said earlier, if my wife is hiding her phone under her breast every time she enter bathroom, I be like she want to go and sleep. It's like that will make a partner feel some type of way. That will make you feel particularly
Unsafe. Yeah, it's
insecure,
gonna make you
right?
unsafe.
Yeah,
Insecure,
yeah,
yes.
yeah.
And there are a lot of things gonna come up to much your mind. And the funny thing is something might not even happening yet, but
Mm-hmm.
maybe there is, but again, it's about, like you always say, it's about the emotions. If the emotion is
Yes,
attached to that, then
yes.
it need to be addressed. It
It
need
needs
to be
to be
addressed.
addressed. It needs to be addressed. It needs to, because there's no
Yes,
peace of mind already. You go through
exactly.
you hack the phone. So what most people do they'll go on Google and start learning how to hack phones. They hack the phone. After they hack the phone, there's still no peace of
Right,
mind. You know.
right.
But hold on
And
one second.
then again, be
Go ahead.
very careful. Be very
Hmm.
careful if you're gonna go that far, or because you know the reason why you want to go that far. If
Right.
you want to go that far, and you know that once you find out what you find out what you need to know, there is gonna
Hmm.
be consequences for that. Okay.
Right.
If there
Right.
is not gonna be consequences, don't even bother. Just let it rest. I mean, like, deal with it. Because again, this is the mistake that most of us do. Like, we want to know, but again, after we know, then what? There is no
Then
question. There
what?
is no, yes. Then
Mm-hmm.
what?
Yeah.
All of those
Yeah.
things. We have you gotta know what kind of role are you playing and along the way.
Right,
Okay.
right, right.
Yeah.
Let me hail my hangout real quick. Let me hail my brother Patrick. Brother Patrick, you did there.
Yeah, I did it.
Okay, not only that, we also have Victorian herself here. She's also here as well. So maybe she can elaborate a little bit more. How are you, sir? Happy Sunday, sir.
Yes, sir. Allah,
Yes, sir.
thank you for having me. Appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
You know,
Let Victorian, maybe she wants to elaborate and then we can
okay.
address it all together. Victorian, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Did I pronounce your name properly? Victorian, right?
Yeah. Thank you so much, man of prestige. I'm happy to talk with you. I live in Maryland,
Okay. Maryland in Eco or US?
US.
Okay, US, okay.
Yeah. And I am one of Obodo Hibo fans.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm happy to talk to you. Yeah. I have been with my husband for the past 14 years. We have been married for 9 years now, and we were together for 4 years before we got married.
Okay.
And I am originally from Cameroon, and he's from Togo. And we met here while we were in school. So it has been bothering me for a long time. I don't know. I would say maybe I'm in the relationship or the marriage, I can put it, is because of my children. We have two children, 12 and 10 now, two girls.
Okay.
Yeah, I love my husband so much when I met him, but I believe our relationship started with a lie. And yeah, and it was coming from him. And I didn't like it. I wasn't happy about it when I found out later what I had. I was not happy since that time till today. I have never trust my husband, and I am not happy in the relationship. I used to be a happy person, very happy, but since I met my husband, I am not happy. I will tell you guys the truth. I have thought about going to seek for therapies by myself, because anytime
Yes.
I tell him that we should go, he doesn't want to go. And I feel like I am the only one communicating in the marriage. Anytime I bring up a conversation, he doesn't want to talk. A man of prestige, he never want to talk to me, and he always shut down, and he get upset with me, and he would say certain things to me as if it is my fault
Right.
talking to him. Yeah. So I have think a lot. And if you see me telling you that I've been there for all these years, I will not lie to you, is because of my children. I didn't want to leave them because they were still young, because I know where I'm coming from. I am coming from another country. He is from another country, but I know we are in America. We can
Right.
dissolve it here because we started it here. So at the end of the day, I want to protect my children. And that's why I want to be with my children. My husband, a man of prestige, he, before he met me, he had a girlfriend back home in Togo. And they had their friendship when they were still in school back then. I didn't know anything about it, nothing. But when he came here, it looked like he had problem with his family. So he
Okay.
kind of go back to that ex-girlfriend, because now she becomes an ex now, or since he left, because when he left Togo, he had I don't know if they got married, but he had two sons with a woman. And when he left Togo, he was not with that woman that they have the two sons. So the children, when he left, the children were staying with her little brother, while the relationship with the woman was finished. I don't know if they got married, because I've never had a chance to ask him about that, because first of all, he told me that the woman was the problem. I say, you cannot just tell me her side of the story. I need to hear your own side of the story. I want to know both sides. I don't know who is telling the truth and who is lying, because it looked like you always try to defend yourself. And that's what he always do. In our relationship, he is always defending himself. He never want to say that he is at fault. It's always me that I am at fault, and he want me to always apologize to him. Meanwhile, he is the one who is having problem. But when I bring it up that we can try to fix it, he doesn't want to fix it. So as I told you, he already left the mother of his two sons. And when he came here, he had problems with his family. So now, when he wants to send stuff back home, like say ship it, or somebody to help him back home to do some type of project, is this ex-girlfriend that he will contact to
Okay.
do this stuff.
Right.
So when I came in the picture, man of prestige, he showed me a house that he was building back in Togo to put for rent. And I was very happy about it. And I said that's nice. What you are doing is good. But I asked her that that lady that is in the video, who is she? He told me that is just a friend that is helping him. So for me, man of prestige, that was already a lie, because he didn't tell me that this woman, as you see, he was my ex-girlfriend. He didn't say it like that. So when I finally,
I think I lost you. Are you there? Maybe she got a call. Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you a lot.
Okay, she probably got a call. I feel her pain. I can feel her pain. Oh, but so far, what you've heard so far, maybe before she comes back. But Patrick, what do you think about this matter at hand?
Yeah, it's a very deep one. Yeah, she actually needs somebody, counselor. And from the few things she has said, it might be very difficult for her based on the fact that she's a Cameroonian and the guy is a Togolese. And there's no doubt that the guy is hiding a lot from her.
Right.
Yeah, the lady in question probably would be the guy's girlfriend. And that one is based in Togo.
Mm-hmm.
So that one will be running errands for him. They are still in contact. And that one has to be cut off. If the man really loves the wife and the family. The man is in US now. He has kids with a wife she's married to. So that's the Bible says what God has joined together, let no man put asunder. So if the man is responsible and he really loves his family, any other person can do your project for you. I know we Africa, we know ourselves.
Yeah.
If this woman should go home with this man, I don't know what will happen to her. She's not from that country.
Right.
She might be pie, you know what I mean? And something else, they can plan against her. So that's what I'm afraid of. So
Yeah.
that property over there, if the other lady is overseeing it, I don't know the plan both of them have with the husband. So I'm afraid of that. That man has to cut that lady away from their family. Family member can do it for them without involving that lady.
Yeah. The issue the issue is quite is deep, but not that deep at the end of the day, because they've been together for 14 years. A lot of people, normal people, they go through these types of situation. Okay, they go through this type of situation, and a lot of time is coming from a place of ignorance, even on the part of the man. He knows what he's doing. He knows he's wrong. He knows he's wrong. But from the way she sound like she's being quite disconnected. They've been quite disconnected for a long time in that marriage, right? Tim, are you picking that up as well?
Absolutely. It's very sad. I mean, she sounded like me at one point in time in my marriage. It's like there's a decision that needs to be made. And when it comes to this kind of situation, you really have to look inward. You don't want to keep pointing fingers. This is a hard truth, okay? And the reason why I'm saying this, because myself, I've been there, so I know I felt that pain. The only reason I'm not triggered by the way she was talking anymore is because I've done the work. So
hold on one second. Because I think she came back. Victoria, are you there?
Okay.
Unmute your mic. Let me see here. I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead. Let's let you finish so that we can address it all together.
Yeah, as I was saying before, it has been a struggle in my marriage. I'm tired. I'm just tired. I don't know what to do. I'm not happy anymore. I don't know what to do.
All right, so let's go ahead. Just hang in there.
He is cheating, man of peace.
You feel like he's cheating?
As I was talking to you about the phone thing, his phone is always locked.
His phone is always locked.
Because if I try to get it, it's going to be a problem, and I know that.
Okay, because you did say, I think it's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
What's the difference between you thinking it's going to be a problem and have you tried it and it became a problem?
No, I've not tried it, but I know who he is. If I try to ask, it's going to be a problem. So I prefer not to ask. But I know, since I already told you what happened from the beginning, and I did that before. That's why I knew what was going on.
So let's bring it back to a little bit of a best case scenario. What you're going through. is worst case scenario. I don't want to discount that at all, right? But let's bring it back just for the sake of this conversation to a best case scenario. If you go to your husband and say, "Hey, babe, can I use your phone for a second?" What do you think is going to happen?
I don't know.
So you've never tried that before?
No.
So you'd never been in a position where the baby is using your phone, you wanted to look up something really quickly on Google and you say, "Babe, can I use your phone for a second?"
No.
Because you have a fear that is going to respond negatively.
Yeah.
What would that sound like?
I wanted to tell you that how I knew that he went ahead and continued with that relationship with that ex, because it was like a relationship now with a benefit, because he was back there helping her, helping him doing his stuff. So he told me that he will never leave that woman, that he will continue with
wait. Continue the friendship. What he admitted to is friendship.
The friendship with him.
Okay.
With her.
Okay. So anytime a man comes to your face, anybody listening to me, I want you to get this right. A man comes to your face and he tells you that his ex-girlfriend, there's nothing you can do about it, will continue to be my friend, right? Anytime a man does that, right, that man clearly doesn't have respect for your relationship, right?
Okay.
Does that make sense? It doesn't.
It makes sense, because I told him he always want me to respect him, but he has never respected me.
Right. So it's as simple as it's actually simple but very complicated, right? It's not easy, but it's simple. It's as simple as a man who is heads over heel in love with you. The last thing you want to do is put you in that position where you are asking this terrible question over and over and over again, right? So if he doesn't mind put you in this position and say, "To hell with it, go and deal with it. Your wallet is too much. That's my friend. I'm gonna use her as a friend, use her for shipping, whatever excuses he's using, right? You can't do anything about it. If he's doing that, it's not just that it's very easy to say, CB is just using her for the shipping, right? But it's bigger than that. It's about the fact that your husband is comfortable with the idea that you're in this space. It's because he's not in love with you. But I want us to be careful. That's still your husband, right?
Yeah.
There's some kind of value that is getting from still remaining your husband. It could be stuff as simple as his children. I don't know, right? But he's still coming home to you as a husband, right? And the work we are going to work on is how to really engage. What is it that he values with you, right? That he keeps coming back to think he can continue to abuse you, because that's misusing you, because clearly that's not what you want in a husband, right?
No.
You're basically operating from a place of fear, right? You can't have
No, I'm not in fear, but I am.
But you can't even say, "Can I use your phone?"
No.
Okay, how is that not fear?
Yeah, I'm sure that he will be defenseless. He will start to bring argument between me and him.
Okay, that's fair. But let me have a lady address this, because she's heard enough too, and she's had experience like you too. So maybe she can help a little bit more. Embassy, are you there? And then we'll go to after Embassy. Then we'll go to Brother Patrick. Go ahead, Embassy.
Yes. So. First of all, let me say that you are going through it. Okay, let me acknowledge that. But again, like I said before you came back in, that there's a decision to be made here. First of all, you need to pay attention to your feelings and acknowledge whatever it is that you are feeling right now. You have to be able to confront whatever it is that is making you uncomfortable or is making you feel unsafe with them. Because I'm 100% sure that you do not like that feeling. It's not a good feeling when you are feeling unsafe with someone that's supposed to protect you and keep you safe. So that needs to be addressed. Number two, you mentioned that you are thinking about going to therapy. I would really encourage you to do so. Like, Forget about him. And I mean that in a good way. Forget about where you guys are right now. Find a good therapy. Ola is one of them. And work
I'm not a
out your
therapy. I'm
feelings.
a coach. I'm not a therapy.
I
I'm a
mean, I'm
coach.
sorry, coach.
Yeah.
But I'm sure I'm sure she'll be able to use you or use both. Because I remember at one point in my life, I use coach, I use therapy, I use it all. Just to be able to figure it out. You need to figure yourself out. Once you are able to figure yourself out, it's gonna be easy. And I mean easy in a way. It's gonna be easy on your emotions because it's gonna take work.
Exactly.
You need to, so when we are in this kind of situation, because now it's like there's something that is doing constantly that is triggering you. And when you have been triggered, there is a lay low trauma, your own trauma that you have maybe never even dealt with, okay? That you've never dealt with or look into. And now that you find this man that is really making you unsafe in every way of you can think of, now it's bringing out that anxiety and that trauma is bringing it to the surface. And that is one of the reasons why you want to take yourself to get checked emotionally, get checked physically, because that's all I have to do. When I was ready to do, I did it all, just to make sure I'm in it. Because again, if you are feeling like he's going out, if he's bold enough, if he is bold enough to tell you, oh, this is my friend, I'm going to keep dealing with it. Ask yourself that if that was you, the way that you say you loved him or you love him, will you tell him something like that? Like, oh, this is my guy friend over here, whether you like it or not, knowing that he was your ex, I'm going to keep dealing with him. So at one point, you have to pick yourself up. And I hope you find the strength to do so. And then again, one of the ways to get started is to get yourself checked out.
Yes.
Emotionally, physically, everything. I promise you, if you're able, I know life is very busy because at one point I felt like I wasn't able to do it. How do I start it? I don't know how to do it. And believe it or not, I went through number of therapies before I was able to find the one that fit for me. Okay, you're probably gonna have to do that, for you not to give up on yourself. Like if you see somebody and whatever they are telling you doesn't click, then look for somebody else. It's like you gotta find who is fit for you when it comes to therapy too, or when it comes to coaching. Do that. I really encourage you to do that. I promise you, you're gonna figure it out. You that's how it works. You will figure it out. I promise.
Thank you so much for that, Brother Patrick. Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Mbasi. I've said it all. Thank you, Mbasi. I'm just going to say some few things. There is no doubt that this lady is going through it. And Ola, marriage is an institution. I'm going to give you an illustration.
Right.
When you enter a college and you are supposed to graduate, and in year one, first year, you are caught cheating. Definitely, if they allow you, if you get away with that, your second year, if you are caught cheating, second semester, you are caught cheating,
you're out.
There is no doubt the school is going to kick you out.
Yeah.
Because they wouldn't want a student to be a cheater and don't know anything and graduate from the school. And marriage is a lifetime lifetime commitment.
Lifetime journey.
Yes, lifetime journey of commitment.
Yes.
I've been with somebody for 14 years, Ola, and you are still hiding your phone.
Right.
Like I posted in my comment,
yeah,
I have a PIN number for my phone, but everybody knows it.
Right. Because there's nothing to hide.
Yes, my last baby is 16. So if I should be hiding PIN number from everybody at my house, God forbid, if something happened to me, they want to enter into my phone and do something and it doesn't even make sense. I shouldn't be putting my phone under my pillow to sleep at this age. So if this man is going to that extent there's a problem. Anybody that's going through that, doing that to his spouse, there's a problem. Your spouse don't have to go through your phone, but your spouse supposed to know, supposed to access your phone anytime. That's if you don't have anything to hide, why must you be saying no when you love that person?
Yes. That's precisely. Sorry to cut you out, sir. Before you continue, that's precisely something that's very difficult for people to separate here. I have the freedom. I have no fear of telling my wife, "Can I see your phone for a second?" Zero fear. I don't touch her phone. I never need to, because everything I need to do literally on the phone is on my phone. I use my phone for business, right?
And can I just say something right there, Ola, before you go further? So that is the safe space I was talking about. But again, if this guy is showing you how the way he's moving right now, the way he moves, she doesn't like it, right? She's making her unsafe. And again, sometimes we as women, we are waiting for someone to tell us what to do in our own relationship. Like, because I remember at one point I was hoping like somebody's gonna come and say, "Oh, this is what you need to do. Okay, so this doesn't work. You do this, da 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 da." Me as a woman in a relationship, I'm the one that is in it. I know where it hurts for me. And the funny thing about those feelings is sometimes you cannot explain it, because when the whole world, when the whole world is looking at your partner, they are looking at different person from who you are looking at. It's not the same. Not in all cases, but in most cases, because it's like, and tell me if I'm wrong in this, like the word that like they'll be looking at him like Messiah, like, "Oh, are you sure you guys don't want to, work it out? Oh, what is it? Is it physical? Is it physical? Because if it's not physical, you can always work it out."
Right,
but people forget about the emotional journey aspect of that it hurts so bad. It's almost like somebody putting your palm on top of the stove and you don't even have the chance to lift it up, and you cannot even scream. So if you can imagine the pain that comes from that. So again, I'll say that to say, you as a woman at one point, you have to make that decision. It's not easy to do, but it's doable. It is. Give yourself time. Spiritually, give yourself time. Physically, give yourself time. Emotionally, give yourself time. It was almost recently that I'm able to come back and, coming back to the person that I
you're
would
supposed
like to be with. Yeah, like I even myself, I would like to be with that person, because the person that I was, I don't want to be with that person because again, she doesn't even know what she's doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All of that take work, and it takes healing, and it takes to get to know yourself better. Because if you yourself are so scared that you don't even want to be alone, you want this. Ask yourself, why do you want this guy so bad, even though with everything that is hurting you? That answer to that would be your own trauma that you haven't addressed yet.
Hold on, Nibasi. Hold on, sorry. Brother Patrick, sorry that I interjected your train of thought there, right? It's very important that we note that she just said she's not living in fear. I want to make sure she understands that I understand where she's coming from. She's trying to paint a picture that no, it's not this crazy, because we're already getting some extreme advices in the chat, right? She's trying to say, no, it's not that crazy, right? No, but I'm not happy. Am I correct, Victorine? Is that what you were trying to drive at earlier?
Can I talk?
Yes, speak, please.
Yeah. Please let me talk. Yeah. Since we have been together, I will tell you the truth. He has never taken his hand to touch me.
Okay.
Because I already told him from the beginning that if he does, the police will come and get him. So he was there, and he has never done that. But emotionally, I am
drained.
Yeah, I have been abused emotionally.
Yes.
Yeah, mentally. Yeah, I am breakdown in those positions. Yeah, but I am a very strong woman. I am hardworking. I have my own money. I can live at any time. As I told you before, my problem is my children.
Your children,
they are just 12 and 10.
And that's
I
a big
still
deal.
want them
That's
to
a big
go
deal.
a little bit further, a little bit. I can leave at any time because I am tired. I have seen that I am the one that have worked on this relationship for the past 14 years. Yeah, I am the one that bring up communication when I see that there's something that is not wrong.
To be
It's not right. I always
Yeah.
bring it up, but he gives a dead ear. That's what made me very upset. He doesn't want to say anything, and
Right.
he cheated. He cheated on me. Yeah, with our early relationship, he cheated. Even though he is having that relationship with that ex back home, he was cheated with me with a Cameroonian from my own country that I brought
Oh.
in my house. Yeah,
Oh.
for my daughter's birthday. And I went and I talked to the woman and I talked to him.
Right.
Yeah, and they ended the relationship.
I see.
So
All
I
right.
am breakdown tired. I'm just tired because sometimes man of peace, let me not get you wrong. He acts like a child. He is 55 years old. He's not an old, a young man.
Okay.
So
How old are you?
He will be like,
Give me your range of
when
your
I
age.
want to
Your
bring up
range.
conversation, he will be like, he bring another problem that, oh, I'm going through this. I don't want any problem. I don't want any discussion. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Okay. Okay, hold tight. Let me let Brother Patrick continue his train of thought.
My sister, I'm even older than your husband, but it's not my child. By God's grace, thank God for our Cameroonian ladies. When I was there, I've dated a Cameroonian lady. I know we met as a student. It was an international student. I had a group of friends. This lady really loves me. When Cameroonian loves, they show it. You know what she told me? Patrick, I love you to death, but don't talk to any of my friends. I never made that mistake. That one is gone. You know one thing, Victoria? We don't want it to be emotionally damaged. And that's why we are trying to at least give you some school of thought that you can go with. Let me give you an example. There was a time I had an issue with my wife, and one of my reverend friends came. I was shocked. I've said this in Obodoyimbo. The first thing that man asked, he said, is Brother Patrick cheating? You know what my wife said? Please, sir, don't bring that one here. My husband never cheated. We have other issues, but this man never cheated. So that's where I'm very mad with your husband. For him, even though he didn't abuse you physically, for him to have gone to that extent at that age is very detrimental. And as I've said it all, even from your tone of voice, it clearly shows that you need to put.
But Patrick, are you there? Did you lose him? Can everybody else hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We can hear you.
We probably lost him. Okay, are you back?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
I said we have cases of where therapists will even invite the husband. The husband will say, most African men, they will say, no, I'm not coming. It's my wife that needs it. So, my sister, I've said it all. Please take time and take care of yourself. Yes, we don't want you to be emotionally damaged before you begin to look for therapy. You have said it. You said you are an independent woman. You have your own money. Please take care of yourself.
Yeah, but Patrick, it looks like let me say this before he comes back. Hey Natu, I see you, Natu. I'll come right to you.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
I said this lady need to take care of herself.
Yes, I agree 100%.
The scripture says, can leopard change his skin? You can't force this man. He's 55. Yes, my sister, if you want to enjoy your family, you want to enjoy your children, take care of yourself.
Yeah, yes. we can't overstate taking care of yourself when it comes to these types of issues. Taking care of yourselves, I understand the question needs to be like, what's the first step, right?
Yeah.
And we're gonna talk about that. Okay, we're gonna talk about that. But let me go to. By the way, this is a public platform, just so you know,
Yeah,
Victorian. So this
Yeah,
is
I
on
know.
public. So
I know.
I don't want to share too much,
Mm,
right?
yeah.
So,
mm.
but I think you will get some value from the panelists. Let me go to Natu. Natu, you did there. Oh, she reminded me. Victorian, what's your age? Give me your age range. 5 years age range.
Yeah, I'm between 40 and 45.
Okay, all right. So there's quite a bit of distance there. But Patrick said he's older than him. The truth is that, but Patrick, not these older folks. Not everybody's like you. I hope you understand that, but Patrick. Emotional intelligence now wala for our older folks. But that's conversation for
Man
another
of
day.
prestige, I don't even have problem with the age that he's older than me. But
Uh
it's the
huh.
game that he is playing that I am not happy about it. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
all.
he
Because
might.
I can play that game too. Yeah.
So it's not
You don't need to
it's
play
not
that game.
yeah,
You
you
don't
don't need
need
to
to
play
play
you
that
don't need to
game.
play games. I want you to I'm gonna share some game with you, but I don't want you to play games. Those are two different things, right?
Mhm.
But there's a part here that I would like to pay more attention and direction to, which is the idea that he is probably hurting himself and he's operating from
Fact.
a complete place of ignorance, right?
Fact.
There's
Yeah.
the other side of this person just wants to be evil. If he just wants to be evil, the one thing I want you to do after this call is to go and leave that house immediately with your children. But 14 years, like, let's not deceive ourselves. This is not something it's not that simple. There's a good chance it's operating from a place of ignorance. All right. And there's a
Yeah.
good chance that you have certain types of power that you can engage that will
Mm-hmm.
actually influence a change in his behavior. And that's the direction
Yeah, I
I
know. I
would
know
go
what I
here.
can do because man of prestige, he
Mm,
is weak. He is very weak, and I know that. And my his
okay.
weakness, I know it. Once
Okay.
I because I've been
But you're
telling
not
him that I'm
using it.
going to leave. This is not.
Yeah.
This is my
It's
first
going to
time
it's
for
going to
everybody
be
to know what is going on. And I'm talking to you right now.
This is
I have never tell anybody what
yeah,
I'm
Mr.
going
it's
through
Vic.
going
in my
it's going to be
relationship.
it's going to be a lot more it's going to be a lot more involving of wisdom in application
Yes.
than just
Emotional
manipulation.
intelligence.
Yes. So but let me go to Natu real quick and then we'll address it. Wait, we just
Hey sis,
left.
how are you? I just
Oh,
came
see
in.
my left. Okay, go ahead, Jare.
I
Natu, how you doing
came
now?
in.
Happy
I'm
Sunday.
doing well, but same to you, sir.
All right.
You know, I forgot time change today. Sister Vic, I'm coming specifically for you, and for this reason. I understand where you're coming from. I've been in this kind of spot, not 100%. You understand? And then when you were talking, that's why I was trying to like send messages to Man of Prestige, and he was like, come on, into the studio." One thing that I will have to tell you is that from your voice, like the way you're speaking, I can understand your heart and from the energy and everything. You know, when I started having mine, what I did, there's nothing I didn't say. I'm telling you, there's nothing I didn't say, like leaving, I'll do this, I'll do that, I'll do that. But sometimes I want us as women also to look at our own self and see what we are adding to this fire that is making it to burn more. I'm not saying you're at fault, but sometimes like there are things that he might be doing that might push you to act in a certain way. And that's the situation. There's the case where this is the situation where we talk about emotional intelligence. You understand what I'm saying? So you have to like know sometimes when the other party is doing something to get on your nerves, something to piss you off, something to, and sometimes they do it just so that they can get away with some things. And they put in a certain position. She's like, oh, she's upset now. She's doing this. Okay, I can't do this. I can't do that. And half of the things he's saying, he doesn't even mean it. Like half of the things that he's saying, they don't mean it, but they say because they know that it's gonna get on you. And he has mastered you and understand that there are things that he can say or do that will piss you off, and he's gonna keep doing it. But the moment he start acting like those things don't count anymore, now he's gonna be confused because he doesn't have anything more that he knows about you that he can use against you. So this is what I'm gonna say to you. And I understand the whole situation going on. I understand what you're saying from the little you've told us. What I want to say to you now is focus on yourself. And when I mean focus on yourself, I mean everything. That includes your mental health, that includes your spiritual health, that includes your physical health, like just on you.
There are days that you take yourself out to lunch, like I want to eat outside today by myself. Have friends that you talk to. Let me tell you, when I was going through mine, I was
Can
listening to
I
like
say
YouTube
something
show.
about that food? Just let me not cut you off. Let me tell you something about eating at Man of Prestige. I am an African woman. I can cook. I can cook anything, and my husband loves that. But my husband don't love. I would say he's not stingy. He doesn't give. He's not greedy. But I don't know the thing with going out to eat in a restaurant. He don't
No,
want it.
no,
He's
no,
No, we're
no,
not.
no,
talking
no, no,
about
He
no,
don't
no,
want
you,
to go
no, no,
and
no.
waste
I'm
his
not talking
money.
about him. No, no, no,
not
no. I'm
But
not
talking
I want
him.
about
to do
you
that.
by
I want to
yourself.
do that once in a while. But he
No,
doesn't
no,
want
no.
to do that.
No, you don't have to go with him. What I'm saying is that you going by yourself. That's what I'm saying. Do you understand? See, what I'm trying to explain to you is that you have to fall in love with yourself. Like that is very important. Because right now you're not in love with yourself that much for him to see to be able to
And
know how to treat you.
it's recreating
Yes,
the level of self love and
yes,
respect you have for
yes,
yourself.
yes. I'm just sharing with you things that I've applied, things that I've done that have worked for me. Do you understand? Do therapy, fall in when I mean fall in love with yourself, you don't understand. Do you understand? Like take care of yourself from like going to do your nails, going to do your hair, like do little things for yourself. Starting to do makeup if you want to go out just to make yourself feel good, get a few new clothes that will make you feel good about yourself. Have friends that you chit chat, not about your life, oh. Chit chat about things going on in general that you laugh about that has nothing to do with your own personal life. Do you understand? Talk about business with friends. And let me tell
Business.
you, there's one power that God has given women, right? You see this instinct thing, it does not lie. I don't care how long it takes, even if you go to buy 10 padlocks to tie it, the day that will come that you will see it. Do you understand? So don't even worry yourself about that for now. Maybe you've known some things already. That's fine. Leave it. I'm telling you, no, you have to channel your anger energy off. Like you have to turn it off. When I mean off, sis, let me tell you, I know how to run my mouth. If I start running my mouth now, but I got to a point where I will not say anything.
Yeah.
If it does something to piss you off, say
You
nothing.
just get drained for no
If you
reason.
want to, yes, if you want to cry, wait when you're in the shower. Cry by yourself. When you come out, clean your face and come out. Let him never ever see you cry. From today, let him never ever see you angry. Those two things, those two become more
Yeah,
loving
for now.
towards your
Yeah.
kids. Because see, another thing you have to work on forgiveness too. If you're holding on all of those things, you'll not be able to work on a lot of things. Do you understand? He has not asked you for forgiveness, that's fine, but you decide in your heart to forgive him and let it go. You have to work on that. And time will come where this person will apologize to you by himself. You don't even have to tell him you did this, you did that. No. Because I've gotten to that point at this time I'm talking to you. Do you
Yeah.
understand? So just leave this for now. Just get a paper, write down what I said. Fall in love with yourself, take care of yourself, mental, emotional. I'm telling you, if you have a prayer line in your church, put an alarm, always join. Even if you can't say anything, if they have home sale, join once in a while. Um, go out with friends. Like, do you want to go to the mall today? I just want to go get myself like a new set of underwear. Go get something. I want to go buy eye pencil. Go, don't order eye pencil. Go to the store and go and buy it. Like, cultivate the habit of going out and doing something new at least once or twice a week. And after 1 month, you come back to tell us the changes that you've seen yourself. So I'm just telling you from my own experience that I've had, the things that I had to do. I did therapy. The therapist said and told me some of the things that me myself I'm doing that is contributing. Because sometimes the way I react to is not making things easy and it's adding flames to the fire. So she's like, you have to work on yourself. You have to work on your emotional intelligence. Like you have to work on how you receive and give out stuff. Do you understand? So you
Yeah.
are going to attract what you are. So if
Yeah.
now you're pissed and bitter and you keep pouring it out, his Baba is going to be adding more bitter stuff to it.
He will be reacting to it and be mimicking the behavior in
Yeah.
twisted different ways. I thank you so much. Let me just
Yes, Rebecca. Yes, she
yeah.
can. Yes, she can.
Yeah.
Let me tell I'm telling you from a personal experience. Just see that person there. Just turn him off. Like just turn the light. Let's
Yeah.
just act like he's invisible at this point. Just act like he is invisible. Shake it
Right,
off.
because keep in mind we're talking about. I know people want to equate physical to emotional abuse. The reality is not. They're not the same thing. In fact,
No.
there's a good chance, and you're right. Physical abuse starts with emotional abuse, but obviously we're hoping that it doesn't. And from what she said, it's not going that direction, because she's not that type of chick that will sit around for that to happen. But we also know that emotional abuse can be just as bad, right? So, but we also know that anybody in marriage will go through. Don't tell anyone. They will emotionally abuse each other. Don't tell anyone, no. It's just us listening. Okay? It's not because they want to intentionally do it. They will emotionally manipulate each other, right? How does it start? Not being able to look at self and say, how could I have been better? How could I have been better in the way I relate with this person, right? It doesn't mean you're wrong. Just being open to asking that question, right? And that right there, you can start emotionally abusing other people. You don't do it from a place of intention for the most part, but you're selfish. You're just trying to get your own way. Like, you're trying to be heard, but then that other person is actually crying out in weird, crazy ways too, that they need help too. Two people, imperfect people, don't know what is going on with themselves. They started maybe with like she said, with a lie. They fell in love. They have children in the midst of all of that. That means there was some level of love there, right? Because they were able to do kerewa to have children, right? Some people say, no, but it doesn't mean anything. Well, you did kerewa with this person. Well, we're in a space right now that we're starting to have a conversation around that. It's not every time you hear that somebody is going through some kind of emotional turmoil that you have to throw the marriage away. No, we're pushing hard against that, okay? Now, with that being said, we also want to fix the issue. I 100% agree with everybody that's spoken on this. It's self. We have to go back to self. People only mimic and copy the way you take care of yourself. You might not see that right now. It may be hard to see it that way. But think of it this way. There's only so much energy you have in life as a human being. How much of that energy are you investing in making this person want to like you? In making this person see you this way, to see things this way? Let's start with something as simple as asking the person to go to therapy. We know for a fact now at this point that most of them will say no. When you ask your partner, it doesn't matter if it's man or woman, when you ask your partner to go to therapy, they usually say no. They say you're the one with the problem, right? Guess what you should do? You take your own butt to therapy. In fact, if you asked me first, I would have told you to engage therapy by yourself first. Individual, because you attract who you are, right? They will at least help you listen to your story, see where you are, and they will be the first to tell you if it's really, really a bad situation that you should just leave. They will be the first to tell you after listening to a series of stories. They will listen to everything holistically, what's going on, and they said, have you considered maybe a trial separation? If it's that bad, they have to still offer you some kind of trial separation. Why? Because it's a way for people start when people.
Man of prestige, let me not cut you. That's what I want. I in my mind right now, that's what I'm thinking. I want.
That's what you're thinking.
Separation, yeah, separation.
Okay, yeah. but we're not going to self-diagnose, right? I'm just suggesting, like, possibly that's what you will engage, right? And why would they suggest that? Because when you are readily available to human beings, including you, if anybody is readily available to you, you mistreat them, you abuse them, you take them for granted because they are there. Why should you treat them any better than you already treat them? After all, in your mind, you treat them good as far as you're concerned. But if they remove themselves, suddenly you start to like, wait, my life is about to collapse. Where are you going? What happened? Then you start to value them. You want to take care of them. So what am I suggesting? There's a good chance that you're readily available. After all, you're not in his mind. You're not going anywhere, right? I'm not saying you should go anywhere. I'm saying what is there? Then leave that one alone. She just complains. She's just crying over nothing, right? Or you are always just, anytime he wants scary, while you're just, am I saying you should punish him with that? I'm not saying that. I'm just saying you're giving more than you can give. You're not giving enough to self. Is that making sense? You're not giving enough to self. All that energy that you're using to give all this anxiety you have, you need to redirect to yourself, right? Here's what's going to naturally happen if you do this the right way. Okay? He will catch anxiety. He will start to wonder, what are you up to? If suddenly, I'm just giving an example, right? If suddenly you dress up in a white robe, you're naked underneath, right? And you're sipping on wine, and you're jumping on a call with your therapist or with a prayer meeting or with some other stuff you're engaged, right? And you're not really emotionally available for him like that again, right? And he's wondering how come you're not yelling at the top of your lungs or being angry or throwing stuff around the house, right? He will start to wonder, well, what is she up to, right? Oh, what that means is that you start to get his attention, right? And now it's not like you jump in bed with him, right? You now start say, well, I haven't been happy. I'm not sure where we're going with this, but I need to be alone. What do you think is going to run through his mind? You think that chick in Cameroon or Togo is that person will become diminished almost instantly, because now remember his children is involved. The whole life, all that cooking you have been doing, right? So it's not about stopping cooking. It's a certain way there's a way my wife cook for me with love. There's a way she cook that doesn't involve love, that I don't want that food, right? These are some of the things I want you to start paying attention to, right? But it goes back to everything that everybody have said. It's let me bring everybody back on stage. I think, oh, they disappeared by mistake. Oh, wait, I put the wrong person there. Okay, all right. So it's about going back to self. Always remember this. We just have to unpack it sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't make sense to people. People will look at you, how you take care of yourself. They will copy it. They want to compete with you in taking care of you better. Do you understand that? That's how that works. They mimic how much self-love you have for yourself. They mimic how much self-respect you have for yourself. The moment you are willing to accept just anything, right? They will mimic that too. Then they will start to feel like, where are you going, right? So you might need to engage wise counsel where you can get a little bit more specific, so that we can say, this one, stop doing it. You're over giving. You can't afford this thing you're giving. You're draining yourself dry, right? And back to the question on the screen that Rebecca is saying, I'm very clear about the picture you painted. This is your husband that you love to death, the father of your children. You're thinking trial separation because you're getting drained. What you really want is your marriage to be wholesome, to be back together.
Yeah.
That's what you want. All right. So you're not going through a situation that you can't sleep at night. And you feel like nothing's aha. No. So yes, you can actually. In fact, you need to be inside.
Want to fix it.
You just want to fix it. In fact, if you can stay there and try some things first before you engage leaving the house. Okay. People can separate in the same house. Are you aware of that? They can be in the house and be separated.
I have tried that, but it has not worked.
Oh, there's a reason. We just need to unpack why. We need to get into the details of why.
Yeah.
Oh, in the same bed. In the same bed can even be a punishment for a man. But we'll talk about it when it gets to specific. Who is that? Let me see. I think it was. There you go. She's probably walking. Right. You can be.
Let me say one or two things.
Yes, sir.
Just to lighten up the mood. Yeah. My sister, yourself is very important. I'm sorry to use that word. I know you've been in this country for nothing less than 20 years, if I'm right.
No, I've been 18 years.
Yes, and that's why it's okay.
Same thing.
Yes.
Yeah, yes. But like, Pastor, I can help myself. I have told you guys, I am a strong woman. I have self-love for myself. When he refused to go out, I went out and eat by myself. And I love myself. I don't hate myself.
Hold on. Now, let me give you some wise advice.
Okay.
Are you getting me? Yeah. Life is so short. Mm-hmm. Was coming in. Am I right? I'm sorry. Life is so short. Can you hear me now? Hello?
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Yeah. Sorry, life is so short. I'm just gonna be. So, God forbid bad thing. If anything happen, if you're, like I said, God forbid bad thing. If you pie, your husband will marry another person. I'm just being frank with you. And
of course, I know that.
Listen to us. Listen. Allah have said a lot. Thank God for Allah. We are emphasizing on you.
You.
Yes. Enjoy yourself. Take time relax, my sister. Life is so short. When some people tell you their story, you will say, God, this one I'm even going through is even little. You don't want to hear some people's story. Take your time, relax, enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
Enjoy yourself. You are in America, you can buy whatever you want. If it involves you, if you like a car, go and get a brand new car and ride. Enjoy your life. That's what I'm going to just say. Don't stress yourself. Please. Because your kids are watching, I think they don't know what is happening. They know. They know. You don't have to talk to them. They know. They know. Let me give you an example. I had issue with my wife one time, and I was carrying my son. He was in the back of my car, and I asked him. He was supposed to celebrate his birthday. He said, "What do you want?" He said, "Daddy, I don't want anything. I just want you and mommy to be the same, the way you've been doing." I was
Wow. Shocked. They can tell.
I was shocked.
Yeah.
I'm just going to round up. My sister, take it easy. Life is so short. Engage yourself. Enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
Yes. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Brother Patrick. You can always come up, of course, right? Stay with me, Victoria. Don't leave yet. Let's see. We have Embassy. You came back, right? You're there? I think she was walking. I could hear her walking earlier. Are you there? Okay. You might be muted.
Hold on.
Okay.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes. Let me get some last words from you for my sister here.
So you know what I'm gonna tell Victoria? It's like I want her to challenge herself. Okay. Get yourself a therapist, please. So because right now I know she's a strong woman, I can tell. Okay. And people, when you are in a situation, you don't even know how stronger you can be. Okay. Where you are right now is not the end of you. It's not the cap. Okay, this is actually the beginning of your strength. You don't know all your strength yet.
Yeah.
I want her to know that, like, you don't know all the strength that you have yet. Okay, what you are feeling right now is just a glimpse of your strength. So I want her to get a therapist, because once she involved in a session, and I hope you're gonna find the one that fits for you. I hope and I pray that. Once you are in that, you're gonna discover so much about yourself that you will be like, what? Really? Me? And all of this is not gonna be an issue for you. Even if you decided to walk away from it, trust me, you're gonna walk away with dignity, with your head up. You're gonna feel good about it. You're gonna know that you've done everything you could, and this is just the way it's gonna go. And that will be your decision. Nobody's gonna make that for you when that time comes. And who knows, it might even work out, but it has to start with you. I want you to challenge yourself that I'm gonna look into myself and see what area of my life that's allowing me to be draining myself this way, or allow this man to be draining me this much, and thinking of me like, it's okay, you can drain me all you want, I'm strong. I want you to go find new strength that you have, that you don't know that you have yet. I want you to tap on those strengths. Because once you tap on there, that will be your drive, that will be your reason, that's what's gonna make you a better decision. I know you're saying that, oh, my kids. I'm the lady that's singing the kids song. Like, I want to be there for my son because I grew up in a two-parenting household. I don't want to give my children a separated house, whatnot. I sing that song for a very long time. And again, everything comes in stages. Once you hit your rock bottom,
right?
Something gotta give. But when I end up putting my children in therapy, my 12-year-old, so my 12-year-old, she already know when she was 5, okay, that mommy and daddy doesn't get along. Can you imagine the amount of trauma I'm imposing on my children in the name of I want to sit with a man because of my children? My child has been experiencing all kind of trauma, knowing that mommy and daddy does not get along. That broke my heart. So I'm finding out when she's 10 now, that she's 11 now. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
So ask yourself if you were in the position of that child, if you were in the position of your child right now, and even though they are kids, they don't know what is going on between mommy and daddy. And you never know how much they know, as a matter of fact, because you might think that you're doing everything quietly. Because me and my ex, we never had a argument or yelling or anything of that nature. Yet, my
They know.
child, my
They can
first,
feel it.
right? Yeah, no, but my child felt it. She at one point somehow she felt it, and so that is those are the reason why you want to look into. Like, if you are the child, your child right now, will you allow your will you allow to be continue to be exposed to that emotional unstable environment? So
Yeah.
please give yourself that grace. You deserve it. Work on yourself. Whatever it is that is going on right now, you will realize at one point it has nothing to do with that guy, but a lot to do with yourself, because you are making it okay. Like, oh, it's okay. You can abuse me all you want. No, that is not okay, and it's not acceptable. Anytime.
All right. Thank you so much, Embassy. Thank you so much for coming. You're welcome anytime.
Yes, sir.
All right. All right. So I have my sisters too here. So, do you have any last thoughts you want to share before I give you my last thoughts?
Yeah.
Yes.
My problem is, as I told you again, Mr. Ola, is my children. Because left to
Children.
me, I'll be gone a long time ago.
Yeah.
I don't take no for an answer. Yeah, when something is not right, I know that it's not right. Before coming to talking to you guys, is because I have wrestled with it in my head for so many years, for the
Right.
over 14 years. So I am at the age time where I am tired. Yeah, it's not
What's
like I
the
cannot live.
What's the
I
age
am
range
just
of the children?
they are 12 and 10 right now.
10 and what?
12.
And 10 and 12. Okay. All right. So they're almost teenage. They're almost in their teenage years.
Teenagers.
All
Yeah.
right.
So my problem why I am angry and frustrated is that anytime I brought up a communication, I brought up a problem that I have seen in our marriage that we can talk about
Yes.
it. He doesn't want to talk.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, and I am not happy about it. He should be able to discuss that with me. But sometimes he want to defend it by saying that he has this issue going on with him. He doesn't want to talk about it.
Yes.
But forget that, he never talk about anything. I'm the one that always bring up something. So as the lady just said, I'm thinking to myself, so I am the one that is the mad woman, right? So I'm
Yeah.
bringing up this problem. It look like, oh, there is no problem. I'm the one having the problem. And that's what I thought, Mr. Ola. I said, okay, let me carry myself to a therapist and see
Yeah.
what will happen. No,
Yes.
I can
Yes.
love myself. I have that self-love of me, and I do self-love, and I love myself. Yeah.
So
But when it comes to
let's
our
unpack
marriage,
that.
that's the
Let's
problem.
let's unpack that right real
Yeah.
quickly. So self-love can be a very, very tricky thing to understand, right?
Hmm.
Um, it can be a very tricky thing to understand. Self-respect, self-love, self-esteem, those kind of things are very, very tricky to understand. But a lot of people talk about self-love from a standpoint of just taking yourself out. It's not just taking yourself out. It can be a good start, right? But it's about not tricking yourself to think you love yourself. It's actually by meaning it. You have to actually mean it, right? And I think you mean it when you say I love myself. I think most normal, healthy human beings think they love themselves. But there's something we have to look at. We have to look at your actions, right? With respect to how you decide when to pour into others and when to pour into yourself. Okay, we have to look at those actions, and those we have to believe those actions are speaking the closest version or the best version of truth, right?
Yeah.
The way I love myself is like this. Let me give you an example. I like this girl. She doesn't like me. I don't like her either. I love myself, right? I like her, right?
Mm.
Before I spoke to her, But the moment I spoke to her, like I'm talking about petty level now. The moment I spoke to her, I noticed that the sight of myself disgusts her. She disgusts me too. To good riddance to bad rubbish. It's just not possible for me to give that type of affection to a person that will look at me and say, yeah, nah. Like, yeah, thank you. I agree with you. So it's kind of petty, but it's also, I'm not trying to trivialize it. I want you to start to gauge it that way. Like, if a person is treating me a certain type of way, how much room or tolerance do I have in me to continue to be in a space where they feel like what is it that's making them feel they can treat me that way?
Yeah, that's what I've been thinking.
What is it about me?
Yeah.
Right? That makes you as a normal human being think, no, just treat her that way. She go, they all right.
Uh-huh.
That if you're disengaged from what I just said, that's the self-love we're talking about. That you're there. And by the way, you're a married woman. It's normal for you to have some selflessness in you. Your mother too, right? So you want to take care of other people, right? But sometimes you ladies, you tend to overdo it. When somebody starts to act a certain way, you have to kind of remind them like, yeah, I have family, okay? You know? And you have to do that in a loving way, because I don't want you to do that from a place of hurt. You don't want to start doing that from a place where you're completely drained and you feel like somebody has completely emotionally destroyed you. The way you react may be catastrophic at that point. Right? I want you to, right now in your space where you are, you're still a normal person. You have a healthy level of self-esteem. That's why you feel the need to tell me, no, I love myself. Stop telling me I don't love myself. I like to hear that. But I also want you to understand that, wait though. There's somebody that's very close to you that's treating you in a way that you don't find pleasurable. What is it about you? Forget that person for a second. What is it about you that's making it okay for them to keep doing that? They're getting some kind of pleasure or indirect relief from being in this space. It could be, I don't have to worry about her. She's going to be there anyway, right? It could be something that's simple.
Tell you?
Tell me now.
Because I am a good person.
Do you think he thinks he's a good person?
Yeah, yeah, he knows that.
No, do you think he's a good person? Does he think he's a bad person?
No, for me, as I told you before, he is not a bad person.
Right, but him, when he assesses himself, do you think he thinks he's a bad person? He thinks he's a good person, right?
Yeah, he thinks that he is a bad person to other people. Yeah.
Oh, he does?
That people see him like a bad person, and especially his immediate family.
Oh, that they treat him like a bad person.
Yes.
Okay, that could be part of the problems.
He told me that he is a good person to them, but they see him like a bad person. So for me, I feel like Mr. Ola, let me not. I don't want to take this into detail because it's
yeah.
family.
Please don't.
I don't
please
want
don't.
to tell you. Yeah. But I feel that it's not even my relationship with him, our marriage. I feel like there is something wrong with this man since from childhood.
Yes.
Growing up.
So let's use that, because like you said, I don't want you to go into any more details.
Grandmother. Yeah.
Let's
there's something there.
Let's use that, right? Because I don't want you to go, like you said, I don't want you to go into more details, right?
Yeah.
Let me say this. I want it to. We're going to orchestrate a situation where you become the safest place for him to run to. You think about that, okay?
Yeah.
So how that's not going to happen if you are, excuse my French and my language, if you are quote unquote being received as nagging for communication.
Okay.
All right. If you're he's receiving you, doesn't mean that's your intention. He's receiving you as just communication nonsense. No, you are the one with the problem, right? Clearly, he's not seeing you as a safe space for himself.
Yeah.
If we use that, we don't know if that's the issue yet, right? But if we use just that, right, it needs to be a place where you are the safest place for him to run to. Now, you can't be that person if you don't work on yourself, if you don't refocus all that energy back on you. If you're not wholesome enough, if you're not a good, strong, wholesome human being by yourself, it will drain you or you can't do it. So no matter how many ship we go in circles and go back around and come back to this, it's because of this. Like it comes back to you gotta be whole yourself. First, you have to take care, not the children. Now the children are gonna be fine. You're gonna take care of those children by default as a natural, nurturing mother that you are. You've said that a few times because of your children.
Yeah.
You're gonna take care of them. But there's a good chance you are discounting what it means to have self-love. You are discounting what it means to disconnect. Let everybody else go deal okay, including the children. They go deal all right. Oh, let me take care of me in a way that I'm not expecting anything to come out of it. I'm supposed to take care of myself. Because now if you start taking care of yourself and you are now looking at the clock and say, has it changed? That one will work against you too. You're supposed to take care of yourself for the rest of your life on an ongoing basis. This is what attracts people to want to take care of you. Do you get me?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's going to be work. Okay. My program is 1 year program. You will engage, you engage me for 1 year. This is a process. You can't flip a switch and it happens. That's not how it works. I'm sorry. Okay, you've been doing this for 14 years. There's something about you that made it okay to be doing this for the past a good part of 14 years where you're now feeling like you're choking up, right? So you shouldn't expect that you're going to be able to create a new foundation and build from there in a short period or one therapy session. No, none of that is going to happen. If you drag him to therapy, you go there and argue. That's what you will do. You will just argue. He will remember his own experience. You will remember your own experience. You will just argue, or it will give you room to say everything you want to say because he wants some carryover that night. But he will go back to being himself 2 weeks later because people are people. Habits are hard to change. So you have to prepare yourself for this work we're talking about. First of all, it's a lifetime work. It's a lifestyle. You engage it. You take care of yourself first. At what point do you ask your husband for communication? That would be like the big question now, right? Right? You don't ask for communication. You just say what you feel, and it's in that headspace where it's like, yes, babe, there, let me consider that. Let me think about it. I'll get back to you on that. Okay, babe, let me just finish this call. We'll talk about it, right? That is what you're looking for. Not a place where we're supposed to be communicating, though. Obviously, communication don't end up in poto. It's not working. Even though you have good intentions. You see what I'm saying? So it's tricky. It's work. It's very doable, right? It starts with you. It doesn't mean we don't want to blame your husband for his bad behavior. You know, I don't do that here anyway because I haven't heard his side of the story.
Yeah.
Is I want you to engage your own power. That's a much more powerful place to be than worrying about who is right and wrong in a 14-year marriage. 14-year marriage no be your mate. You guys have done a good job to maintain to some level. You can do much, much better. It's what we're talking about. Okay? Yeah. So shout out to your husband. I'm sure that he's operating. I know he's operating from a place of ignorance. Listen, all of us, we will maltreat the people we love when we feel wronged, when we feel like we need to save ourselves emotionally too. When we feel like we should save ourselves emotionally, we start to misdo things too, right? We just start to eventually you may even break and start throwing stuff and destroy things all over the place because you feel so hurt, right? By a person that you loved, that you really try to pour into, right?
Yeah.
I don't know him well. He might be an evil person. You will tell me over time, right? But I don't think that's what you are painting. That's not the picture you painted. You painted a picture like this is a guy. We're married. We started with the wrong foundation. I'm feeling hurt. I'm feeling drained. I'm feeling not unsafe. I'm feeling like this is going to end anytime soon if we don't do something about this. I try to communicate. He doesn't want to communicate. I tried everything. I tried to love myself. It's not like, all right. Let's actually try to love ourselves. Now, let's stop talking about him. Let's engage self. right?
Yeah.
But what if he ends up marrying the chick in Togo? Let me ask you, yeah, what if? Can you handle that? If you can't handle that, maybe that's part of the problems. Maybe that has been showing up in clinginess, in needy behavior, in all type of ways. You're afraid that this guy will end up going and bring this woman from Africa. But what if you're like, well, who cares if I'm not okay? Let me take care of self first. And when you do that, you will re-engage the first thing that attracted him to you in the first place. He will start to reminisce. Unless it's a bastard, it will come back. If it's a human being, okay, it will come back begging. But we have to be careful with not using manipulative tactics or trying to, you said earlier something about his weakness. There's a place for that in the conversation, right? If he's weak already, he's weak, right? But if he's someone that's the father of your husband that you love him, right? For your own reasons. So it's a conversation that we have to engage a little bit deeper, right? Before we can make too much of a blanket statement around it. There's something that's not blanket in all of this. That's absolute. Self. You've told us enough that you can do a better job at loving yourself. I'm not talking about taking yourself out to eat. I'm talking about internalize it all the way. Like, no, I will never accept anybody treat me this way again. Something has to be done. Like, I will stop right now and start taking care of myself before I worry about what he's thinking or by his ex-girlfriend chick. It's true. A lot of people go through that. They engage their exes, right? It's a safe place for them, right? But try your best. You have to try your best to not worry about those things. I know it's very hard. It's easier said than done. But when you engage a strong enough purpose to take care of yourself, for example, children are that powerful. Do you want to be here for your children? Do you want to be the best version of yourself for your children? Right?
Yeah.
Let's re-engage. Let's learn everything we can learn about that and remain a lifetime student of taking care of yourself. You will never finish learning it. There are going to be moments, because it's probably your personality, where you feel the need to take care of other people again, and then you start to get drained again, and then you have to remind yourself, like, wait, all these people, including your mother, your father, your children, they go do all right. You need to make sure you're good first. If somebody comes to you and say you're being selfish, then they go do all right. How are you going to be selfish if you don't take care of self? You have to take care of self first, but even before you can be selfish. So that statement is wrong all by itself, right? You cannot be selfish unless you take care of self first. Let's make sure that taking care of self first is taken care of, and that's what self-love means. You might take yourself out to eat and you feel terrible about sitting in a restaurant by yourself and you say, that's not me. That's fine. That's not who you are. What does it mean to you to take care of self is what I want you to engage, right? Yeah. For me, if I jump on Amazon, just simply jump on Amazon and spend $200 on myself, I will feel extremely good about myself. Just like that. For me, because I don't do that often enough, right? For you, it may be a different thing. You need to find out what that thing is, and then we can re-engage that conversation from there. But yeah, if you're interested in my coaching is not therapy, it's for, there's something you need to learn about how you've been moving with respect to your romantic relationships, and you want support system and you want coaching over a period of 1 year. That's what it's for. And you can find that at lolaanola.com/coaching, and you will engage both of us basically so that you can hear the perspective of a woman.
Yeah, Mr. Ola, thank you so much. Let me ask you one question, because I'm in so much doubt. I feel like I don't know what am I doing? What am I doing something wrong?
No.
I just feel like my husband doesn't love me. That's why I keep asking him. What did I do? Did I do something wrong to him?
You didn't do anything wrong.
I've not done anything wrong. So as I told you, and I will still tell you, and I will go to the therapist, I will still tell the therapist. I feel like my husband is holding a lot of stuff since he was young growing up. It's his family. It's not me. He is taking it on me because we are living together. And I don't like it. It pisses me off. I am very angry because I have my own stuff where I came from. I go up to where I go up a lot and struggle the whole of my life, but I don't throw it on his face. But he always throwing it his own on me. Then it's spoiling our marriage. Just let me tell you, for example,
Yeah.
Mr. Ola, if I'm this poor communicator, because he sees me like a poor communicator, that I don't know how to talk. So
Yeah, yeah.
whenever
You don't want to worry about that.
yeah, whenever I want to ask him something, it can be
Hmm.
something very simple, Mr. Ola. This man would be just like waiting for me to blow up. Then he's always upset. When I want to ask something, his face has changed already. He's
Right.
angry. Then I told him that before, when I saw it, I didn't like it. And I told him that I don't want to ask you anything, because anytime I come to you to ask you something, you get upset. I don't like it. Yeah, it looks like you are waiting for me. Like we are in a fight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't like it. He is so defensive. Yeah, I think that we're supposed to be friends in this marriage. We're supposed to love each other, laugh and giggle. But
Right.
everything to my husband, Mr. Ola, is always serious, serious, serious. There's nothing that we have talk and laugh about it. He is always serious about everything.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Let me
like
let
that.
me let me tell you. Let me answer your question. Okay.
Yeah,
Your question is: are you doing anything wrong?
yeah.
Okay. No, you're not doing anything wrong. You're doing a lot of things that's creating the wrong outcome. You know the difference? Can you hear the
Mm-mm,
difference?
mm-mm.
Okay. So, for example, if you want to talk about this, you're normal. Like you're like the
Mhm.
rest of us. When you
Yeah.
go through heartbreak, when you want, especially if you're a woman, when you want to talk about the issues, you will talk about 30,000 different issues at the same time, and you're looking for only one outcome, right?
Mhm.
And you will actually attempt to solve all 30,000 issues in that same conversation. Highly unrealistic. No, forget that. It's impossible, right? You want to talk about like this, that, this, it could be that, it could be that, it could be that, right?
Mhm.
Everything else but self, right?
Yeah.
So it's not about you did something wrong. I can't tell you you did something wrong. For me to tell you did something wrong, I will have to make you subscribe to my moral compass. We have to first of all eat this ritual together and say we subscribe to this one thing, or this one will be wrong, this one will be right. I don't know what that is about you or your culture. It may vary from people to people, right? But
Yeah.
but you and I have agreed, based off of you sharing with us here today and being vulnerable with us, that you are helping in creating an outcome you don't like. It's the wrong outcome, right? So,
Mhm.
are there some things you can do to help? Remember, as help to create a better outcome. The answer is yes, because you're a human being and you carry a lot of power, and you get to influence your surroundings, the people around you, the people that came to you, that planted seed in you, that are using you as incubator to create children, to create a home. You're cooking, you're being a wife, right? Trust me, you have influence over that person. Okay. So if we don't engage, at what level, how much influence exactly do you have? It doesn't help us to engage things we can't control, because that's controlling behavior. Worrying about what his mother did or anything like that, that's something he needs to worry about when he engages therapy for personal reasons. That's something he will need to engage at that level. Could that be helping create the outcome that you have right now? Yes. Remember, I'm using the word helping. But
Mhm.
both of you created the outcome you have today, right? Because you have a marriage. It's not the worst of it all, but it's not the most healthy either, right? So you're
Yeah.
definitely helping. If you change certain things about how you move, again, like I said, unless he's a bastard, he doesn't have a choice than to adjust. He's enjoying something with the way you conduct yourself. For as long as he continues to enjoy it in that way, it could be a toxic way, right?
Mhm.
He will continue to do the same behavior because there's no real reason for him to change. Okay? So it's going to be a lot of work for you to disengage from all of these different things, including we have to address those things. Don't get me wrong. We have
Yeah.
to address all of those things. This, that, the wrong foundation, the way he moved, the way that other person from Togo, all those we have to address all those, because if we don't address it, they will continue to rear their head, right? Their ugly head. So we have to address them, but we have to, after we address, we have to move on to that next stage where you're completely aware that you have power, right? And you will need to learn how to use that power. It's power. That means it can be used wrongly, actually, okay? You can use it to destroy him, literally, right? But that's not what you want. You want to use to build him, but you can't build another person if you don't build yourself, right?
Yes.
You can't build your children in a healthy way. There's a lot of mothers trying to build their children wrong without building themselves. They're going to create trauma for those children later on, right? But you're able to pour. That's where we need to be. We need to re-engage your power. It starts with, I absolutely have power. When you point fingers, you're losing your power. Every time you point fingers, you have to do it sometimes, don't get me wrong, to get to that stage. But if you get stuck there, where you're just pointing fingers, is that thing, is that one, like you're losing, you're getting drained. Again, it goes back to the beginning of the conversation, right? Where there's no peace of mind still, right?
Yeah, that's what he keep doing. He keep pointing fingers at other stuff that is making him being angry. He doesn't want to talk. He always wants to defend himself.
Yeah, we don't want to worry about him. You're worrying about him too much. I understand that's your husband though, but it's overdose. Yeah, it's obvious now. It's getting even more obvious, right? It's going to be hard for you to suddenly get into a space of mind where you're not talking about him. It's going to be very hard because, if you feel hurt by this person, it's only natural that you say, what am I doing wrong? Where's my fault in this, right?
Mm-hmm.
But no, we have to make faults irrelevant. We have to get to a space where you decide, like, whose fault? Who cares? Where's my power? Where's my power to create the result that I'm looking to create, right?
Yeah.
Your number one power, one of your topmost power is understand that it's going to be a process.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yeah.
So, engage therapy if you need to. It might not be a bad idea to engage therapy first before you engage me as a coach. But again, my program is 1 year. I would disengage you completely from all this. He did this, he did that, he did this, he did that. Listen, we're gonna write it down and say, we can see he did that. What are we gonna do? What are we going to do about it? Because we know we can't control other people, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we can influence them. Not especially if you're married to him for 14 years. His balls are yours. But you have to know how to do it.
Okay.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Good to see you. Thank you. We are welcome anytime. Thanks for being vulnerable. Okay?
Thank you so much.
Yeah. All right. Talk soon. Bye.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's see. Ladies and gentlemen. Wow. What a session. Thank you for being here today, for approving, for validating what I decided to do today. I decided that we don't want to engage too much celebrity stuff. We just, Man of Prestige is known for something, so we want to kind of stay focused. We cover it if there's lessons in it, but but this was really good. And shout out to her. I'm not going to mention her name anymore. To protect her privacy. Shout out to her for being vulnerable. That's real. And anything we've said on this platform today is easier said than done. It's a very tough place to be, Life would not to say is my pastor used to say, if someone complains about you, they might be 10% right. Take the 10%, fix it, and throw away and ignore. Yeah, you get it, Latu, you get it. But we're supposed to work on each other. Nah. I don't know. Are you mean the two people? No, you need to work on self first. You need to make sure you're able to give, that you have enough to give first. But if that's what you mean, though, yes or no, and that is why she needs to start with herself. See, not to get it exactly. The energy is always good from both parties. No, the energy is terrible from both parties because it's literally impossible. Somebody has to lead. It's literally impossible. It's unrealistic expectations at its best. I say that all the time. It's like both people are coming like this, simultaneously, and we meet and we fix it. If it was that simple, people will not be ending up in divorce court. It's usually somebody that's taking the higher road and saying things like, wow, well, I value this person because of my children. I value this person because of this other aspect. I like them for it. I just like them. I just feel like this is my soulmate. Let me see what part I can play to facilitate beginning a new dance. Eventually you start dancing. Somebody say it takes two to tango. Yeah, it takes a person to lead it, right? Eventually the tango involves two people, but it's not always like two people are not leading, right? There's one person flipping the other person like this. You know what I'm talking about? You know tango, right? There's somebody leading. Sometimes it has to be you engaging your power as a lady. I prefer that as a man, because I think a man should maintain his throne as a king by learning these things and learning how to operate from his masculinity and remaining on his throne as a king. But sometimes it's just what it is in life. You're the one that gets to it first, right? It's just not sustainable if you have to keep doing it. Like, for example, if she engages me as a coach, at some point, we're going to have to coach her husband. Like, bro, she can't keep coaching you. A woman is not set up that way. It's not sustainable. A typical woman, I should say. There are some women like that, right? But for the most part, that's not the way it works, right? It's not sustainable. She wants to feel like you're a leader. That's exactly what turns her on, right? So in so many other ways, you know. So eventually, yes, you want it to be a dance, but it often doesn't start that way. Yes, including when there has been damages. It's usually one person that's feeling like they're doing most of the work. So they have to re-engage. Why do you feel like you should do this work? What is the value in it for you? Because if you don't, you will continue to feel like you're being cheated out of. Why is it just you leading all the time? I get where that question is coming from. That's why everybody needs to understand, what is in it for me? Why am I? Let me not worry about what that person is supposed to be doing. Why am I here? Right? Why am I here? If I can't identify why I'm here, maybe that's one of the reasons why you're being treated or mistreated. No purpose, right? So I know it's tricky, but you know, it's about adding structure to how these things work and and not having unrealistic expectations, in general. It's absolutely unrealistic expectations that's been pushed all over the internet. Both of you should. Why are you fantasizing? There's no such thing. You're talking about should. That's a fantasy. What do you want? What role would you like to play in effecting what you want? Okay, by the way, it's not sustainable. Eventually, want them to come and meet you at the table too, but that's eventually. We don't start that way. Life would not to say it is, but might not always work the way you want it, and you have to work to change the narrative. Yes, exactly. Very, very important. Very, very important. Being patient is the key, a necessary ingredient. Process, patience, prayer. 3 P's. Process, patience, prayer. Prayer will help you with patience. Prayer will help you communicate with your own God. Spend a little bit more time communicating with your own Eleda, right? As opposed to trying to control another human being, which often doesn't work. Why? Because they're having their own experience. They're probably evil, or they're weak, or they're wicked, or they're weak. Something's happening, right? But there's only so much. You can't control them. You can influence them if you know how to. Okay? That measured your level of maturity. Thanks for sharing. Yes. It's a lot of stuff in what Natu is sharing. It's a lot of gems in what she's sharing. Meeting a demisexual or sapiosexual, you can never with them with your looks for the first time. No bad time. This patience is not even just with the other person, but with yourself. Listen, Natu. Oriyewambe. It's patience for you. You're not giving it to them. Kind of like the same talking point we use for forgiveness. You need it for yourself. You need patience. But this is what I want. Where the nerves, everything, like easy. What a Sunday night. You're definitely not seeing me until Wednesday. Because I was thinking maybe I will sneak one in tomorrow or Tuesday morning. Maybe Tuesday morning. We'll see. You drained me today. But anyway, speaking of feeling drained, This patient is not even just with the other person, but your mental health too. Bro, you need to pick your battles. Amo, engage your own self to life. Oh. If you don't give it to yourself, nobody will give you. They will copy you every time. If you put your own soft life on hold for another person in the name of wife and husband, telling you. But what if the other party decides not to change no matter what you do? It won't matter because you were doing it for self. Right? We talked about that. Remember, we're not doing it so that we can be looking at the clock to see have they changed. No, in fact, that's a terrible way of doing it. In fact, that will work against you if you're looking at the clock. You need to be doing it for self. It goes back to self. This is a selfish move. Okay, don't get it twisted. So it wouldn't matter. And like I said, unless they're a bastard, they will change. Okay, bastards do exist now. They will change now. We love you, sis. We're rooting for you. Absolutely. Absolutely. A few years ago, I forgot that I left my car running at the store parking lot due to anger with my wife. I'm learning too. Shout out to Brad Patrick for being vulnerable. That's real. A few years ago, I told my wife to stop on the highway. I got down out of an X5 BMW where I enjoying it, but we started this unnecessary, stupid argument. I was like, I'm not dealing. On the highway, I said, leave me right here. I'll start walking. I started walking. And then she started pulling next to me. And then oh, but let me tell you something. Don't ever think we're reading the textbook to you. This is real life experience. Okay? Real life. All right? As a matter of fact, I almost want to say I hate textbooks, but I've written a book, so I can't say that. Shout out to Brad Patrick, Jerry. Take a bow. You are done your bid. Yes, the best position for negotiation is being able to walk away and mean it, right? But you're not able to walk away if you need them that badly. If you're needy behavior is not attractive. It's not sexy, right? Sometimes we are blinded by anger. Life with Natu says, sometimes blinded by anger, then do appreciate the little effort the other person is making. You can't see it. All you see, they are just evil. You can't see it because you are angry at that one thing that tampers with your own nerves. Does that mean there are no evil bastards? No, they do exist. For the most part, that's not the case. You're just being human too. You can't see what you can't see. Okay? One person has to be the driver. Yes. And it's okay if you are, as a woman, as a typical woman, but that kind of has to be temporary. Even a man, a lot of my brothers will check me a lot on this. A man, there's only so much you can keep giving without receiving. We're all human beings, but I always tell them the same story. Walk now. If somebody is not treating you how you want to be treated, take a walk now. Shout out to Cool Mama. I saw you when you came here earlier. Let me give you this scenario. I love driving. My husband don't. I will make you drive. But my wife loves when I drive, but every now and then I make her drive. I'll just make you drive for no reason. Me, I'd rather be on my phone and be cruising. Yeah, I love driving, but that's what I do. So if we are going for a long drive, I will take the wheels. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That does not make him less of a man. That is just my strength. No hard feelings. Yeah. Rebecca. Shout out to Rebecca. You were so engaged today. Shout out to you. She said good. I hope. Listen. I can't. Listen. Shout out to everybody that came on the panel. Shout out to everybody in the gulag, in the chat, in the just listening. I appreciate you. Okay. Now, if you want to appreciate me, a very good way to appreciate me, you take this video link on YouTube and share it with 10 people. Just 10 people. You feel like, hey, check out this guy. Is he talking gibberish or nonsense? Right? Listen, I need smoke. Okay. You brought me some smoke today. I appreciate it. I have the stuff on the screen because I wanted to point out to Miss Vic that number 10, right and wrong obsessed, they are poisons, even though we have good intentions. Okay, they are poisons. Okay, it's very, very important. Okay, that they are poisons. You have good intention, Am I doing something wrong? Am I doing something right? Who cares? Who cares? Let's focus on the results we are creating. Is it the right result you're looking to create or the wrong result? Okay, let me learn something new because it looks like I'm confused, right? Anytime you're confused, it's a good chance that it's time to learn something new, all right? So on your way out, do me a favor. Again, if you're if you're looking for personal coaching, it takes a whole year to change these habits. It takes 90 days. It could be less, but why not shoot for the moons, right? So I will engage you personally in a scheduled way for 1 year until to help you create a better outcome. You can literally find that at lolaanola.com/coaching. All right. You can also download my books. The books is very good. The books on Get My Marriage Back is a very, very good. It's basically my wife and myself story. Okay. So you can also engage that book at loveandprestige.com as you're seeing on the screen. All right. So on your way out, again, more importantly, please hit the like button. Hit that like button. Hopefully, you've been enlightened and educated. Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you so much. Hopefully, you've been enlightened and educated. I'll see you on the next one, and peace.
Your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.